في جيم هلا ماشي بعد نافي وجاينت اكس. هلو مربعات. لحظة لحظة. يس. ويت. لحظة خلونا نتابع هاي لبينما تبدا هذيك الجيم. بينما تبدا هذيك الجيم نتابع هاي عادي. عندنا اصلا اكسس على التنتين. بس لحظة خلينا نعمل بريدكشن. While the team's now locked into champs, they are not a slouch at this. But Giant X elevating here. Wait, قد ايه بقيان؟ The 1-for-1 trade out initially. Wow, just catching a glimpse. And noted. Lexi tag down to 60 all right. Cleared here by the drone potentially. Okay. Split second decision. Caught with the stun, but the waiting arms of Angel. There's safety here towards can't shoot through this wall, no? يطيب Giant X. بفكر BBL Giant X. والله it's a good game. Nah, not really. I don't think I'll watch it. Unmovable so far. Just staking his claim. Tries to finally get away with the help of Westside, and he does. Makes it out of there. I thought he was dead to rights. بكرة في عندنا one game. Best of 5. Yes. الساعة 6. What about this one? الساعة 11 الصبح. يو. كمان best of 5. And gotta say, Alexi's been having a rough game so far, but a very impactful round did give Na'Vi, I don't want to say breathing room, but a chance. Catch their breath maybe. Trying to hold their heads above water. Yeah. Clutching that breath for sure. Shaun Alexi's ultimate's first on the card for Na'Vi, but not there just yet. Bear in mind that was the bonus for Giant X, so they come right back in with rifles. Yeah, Ara so close to that ult as well. That is weighing heavily on my mind. I'm sure it is as well for Na'Vi, but Alexi not too far. الله يخلينا اشعارات التويتش. احلى ناس واحلى شباب. احلى شباب واوسخ تربايه. ياخذ العال اشعارات التويتش والله. AJ setup is there to work from if Alexi feels like he needs it. But Giant X just pause for a moment. Giant X almost anticipating Na'Vi to try and take some initiative here, but it's a 3-player stack towards 8. Not seeing any reclears coming in. No. There with the owl drone, certainly not. No progress. Well, yeah, I was going to say no progress elsewhere on the map, but as we can see, there are opportunities to be found. لا غلط. 5 seconds left. Giant X starts وقت نومي والله. We'll have a very favorable numbers advantage here towards C or Garage. Shao can trim the fat a little bit. Oh. Now how do you want to approach this one? You are in trouble, mate. Gets out towards backside. Safe from the scan so far, but Westside. Yep, they should know he's hiding. Still going collecting with 2, and the spacing up towards Ara is fantastic. They've got backside control, they've got a plant, and a 2-man advantage. Commando. Ability to reset here, but Giant X dig their heels in. Alexi got to find this clean. Guys, حبايبي. Goes for the stun and flick this one. تاخذوا هي. It's just Hero though. So much work, and he's trying to just take away Ara, but Ara's having none of it. He's still alive, bounding around, no care in the world. Hero, he's down to 32 already. Yeah.
the chances of
شو الاخبار يا حلوين؟
Spammed away in the smoke. Now have to retreat. Be able to hold on to a rifle here. I mean,
كنت ما
Alexis
حتلعب؟
2500, Angel 2500, Shao.
والله ما بعرف بكره بي بي ال شكله جاينت اكس.
This is Giant X up to 12 now. Series points for them.
بتنشاف بكره الجيمز بي بي ال وجاينت اكس؟ والله ما بعرف اذا بتنشاف ولا لا. والله ما بعرف اذا بتنشاف ولا لا يا زلمه. والله ما جاي على بالي افتح ستريم عليها. ايه ممتاز كوماندو. من امتى؟ عليكم السلام العبود. فتحت اليوم الظهر ولا رجعت فتحت؟ هلا من شوي رجعت فتحت. ليش؟ جي 2 ايه عم استنى تبدا الجيم ليك. بس عم نتفرج على هي لين ما تبدا هي. هيك عم نستناها هي لتبدا بقينا 6 دقايق. مالي خلق اتفرج على الاستوديو صراحه. اتفرج على جيم بلاي احسن لي. بينما يلتموا المربعات كمان عرفت؟ حكم اشعارات لتويتش يعطيك العافيه. جي 2 سنتينلز تاخذ العقل. شو جي 2 سنتينلز يا زلمه؟ توب 1 توب 2. هلا اللي بعدها كلاود 9 وان ار جي ما راح اقدر اشوفها. عندي شغل 5 الصبح وانا نفس الشيء. انا بشوف بس اول سيريس ونام. انا بس اشوف اول سيريس ونام ان شاء الله.
Spreading the wealth a little bit, trying to get at least Rooksik on a rifle. Yeah, for sure. Alexik does have his ult to bank on, so he can kind of supplement that with something, but
امورنا ان شاء الله طيبه.
that chance for champions.
شو الاخبار يا حلوين؟ انا اكلت وظبطت اموري. بركي بين الجيم الاول والثاني بقوم بعمل سموذي يعني بس بقوم على الخلاط على السريع بعمل شغله على السريع وبرجع. ولا غير هيك ما عندي شيء. وصلاة معي وقت. والله امتى ما كان. ما عندك مشكلة. إذا فيك تخليه شغال خليه شغال. على قلبك حبيبي يا عبود. إذا فيك تخليه شغال خليه شغال. خلينا نفرم ساعات كوماندو. يعني هون عندك ما في دعايات بس في شو اسمه بس في ساعات. مشان يصير في دعايات. عرفت؟ كبير اخي كوماندو كبير. لا عندك كوماندو عندك احسن. Go too early on this sees two. He tries to make a hero play. Shao falls. It's looking like it's going to be Giant X to carry on forward. Head held on. وكذا بي بي ال وجاينت اكس. بي بي ال وجاينت اكس. اوكي. Well, that was unexpected. NRG say that. That was unexpected. But they'd be lying. They'd be lying. Can MIBR say that? No. So history has been going very nicely for them. Now, here's the other thing. Leaf and Baby Bay. It doesn't matter which one of them actually play. Now, I made this presentation before knowing who was actually going to be playing today. But here's the thing. Even if Leaf comes out and loses, Baby Bay can still sub in. He's right there. عليكم السلام. هلا سيري. هلا حبيبي ما يلف سيري. هلا. حبيبي يا كوماندا حبيبي قلبي. نومات لهلا ان شاء الله. That's very important. That's beautiful. And finally, Samurai versus هلا حبايبي هلا. This is a clear differential. As you can see, شو الاخبار يا حلوين؟ Has his eyes closed because he has been killed by the samurai. Now you see this cute little chibi guy walking up at you, Cuber, who is already down and out. Right, he's been getting punched in the face by the whole Sentinels. I've seen this guy get bullied. بعرف. حتى لو كبست بضل بدك تسرع. عرفت شو كوماندو؟ انت بتكبسها مرة وبتسرع مرة وخالص بس ما عاد تدور شيء ثاني. هلا الفريقين اللي بدنا نتابعهم هلا متأهلين على الشامبيونز بس عم يلعبوا على بيتر سيدينج. عم يلعبوا بس مشان البيتر سيدينج. انا مع سنتينلز يا زلمه. I want them to qualify. I want them to get top 1. بس المشكلة بدي NRG يتأهلوا من اللور براكت. والله الحمد لله يا قلبي، الحمد لله. إن شاء الله أنت تكون بخير. كأنه عندك شوية تأخير بالستريم. نحمد الله وبنشكره.
G2's best map, that's gone. Get it out of here. 5-0, we don't want that cry. Ascent's getting banned, and SEN is going to get to play maps that they're comfortable
Ascent is getting banned.
that they're happy on. They've shown a deep pool. They haven't
lost
صح.
the
game thus far this
الشامبيون يمكن آخر 9. مش بين الكومنتات لأنه على اليوتيوب يا عبود. في هون في على التويتش في على اليوتيوب. أنا بقرا الشاتين وبركز أكثر مع التويتش بس بقرا اليوتيوب كمان، عرفت؟ يب.
It's a beautiful story. This ties the record. Sunday breaks it.
I don't know which one. I don't know who to go for. Chat,
قيمة الشامبيون صح والله، أنت ذكرتني. هات لي أشوف لك التاريخ بالضبط. تعال إلا 12 سبتمبر ل 6 أكتوبر. ويت وات ذا فاك، 6 أكتوبر ورجعت. I can go to Paris. أنا برجع ب 2/10. بقدر ثاني يوم روح على باريس.
VCT Americas starts right now.
بقدر ثاني يوم روح على باريس. روح. والله ما بعرف إذا بدي روح ولا لا. بصير إذا رحت. صراحة بتستاهلوا الثالثة حتى. في تصويت يا حلوين، في تصويت على التويتش. تويتش شات في تصويت عليه. اللي يحب يصوت يستعمل نقاطه. اهلا وسهلا ومرحبا.
Every single team is created throughout the whole year. There is no team that'll just randomly make it to grand finals. NRG has been through a lot of ups and downs.
لا يوتيوب غيس.
Obviously it was like 2 years ago since I made the last one. If anything, I'm proving it to myself that the past 3 years of me playing Valorant every single
يا عليكم السلام على ياسينو. يا غيس، إذا فيك تفتح الاثنين مع بعض يكون كثير منيح. إذا بتقدر. هلا ياسينو، هلا حبيبي. Yeah, if you can, you will do me a favor صراحة. اللي بيقدر يفتح الاثنين يكون خدمني، عم يخدمني والله. My internet is dying. My internet is dying. Hello. ثواني خلونا نشوف سبيد تيست. يا هلا غيس، هلا حبيبي. يا اللي بيقدر يفتح الاثنين بيكون كثير 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 وضعه مربع حقيقي صراحة. لا وات ذا فك معناتها من الستريم. الستريم. alright. عن جد ياسين بدها والله. ثانك يو سو ماتش فور ذا سبورت يا جماعة. جيجا تشادز، اقسم بالله انكم جيجا تشادز. بكره ما حافتح ستريم على ماتش BBL وجاينت اكس. حبيبي يا غيث، حبيبي قلبي فيس كام. هاي حبيبي ياسين وحبايب قلبي انتوا والله. بكره ما حفتح ستريم على جيم جاينت اكس وBBL. ما حلو الجيم صراحه، حتى لو نافي تاهلوا Do you still vape? Yeah, I do. I do. وقفت شوي بعدين I was like nah I can't. Flavor lush ice او blue raz lemonade. You've changed so much. هلا مايكل حبيبي. يب وزني 70 كيلو يا قلبي. Elizabeth ما لون Elizabeth. Lush ice bro is different. Built different. Can't ever go wrong with it. No. Nothing can go wrong with it. It hits the spot, عرفت? Yeah, so Liv is back. Why? G2 بفوزوا بيتأهلوا Liv.
That's right, G2 Esports with a great opportunity here. And let's not
No.
forget, this is technically
ولا
an Ascension team. So, you know, technically, but what a run.
Liv out. إذا بيتأهلوا إذا يفوز G2 Liv بيطلعوا. أنا ما بيهمني من هذا الشيء كله. سنتينز و G2 متأهلين. بيهمني NRG يوصلوا للفاينلز. هذا اللي بيهمني صراحة. ايه شو كان بدي اقول انا؟ بكره بس بنعمل واتش بارتي بالليل. تمام؟ بكره ليف. بكره بنعمل واتش بارتي بالليل لللوزر من هاي الجيم والوينر من الجيم اللي بعدها. اللي يا ماي لاف سيريا. والوينر للجيم اللي بعدها NRG و C9. تكون حلوة كمان. ماتشات البيبر ريكس تأهلوا اوريدي على الشامبيونز. ما بعرف امتى ماتشاتهم صراحة. يا اخي شو عم يصير بالستريم؟ عرفتوا كيف؟ بكره عندنا واتش بارتي بس بالليل، وبعد بكره بنعمل واتش بارتي الصبح وبالليل. عرفتوا؟ عندهم ماتشات والله ما عندي فكرة. يا اخي مشان الله امي بتبعت لك القصه بدها حلم الله. شو بدها هاد لشو؟ لا حول ولا قوة الا بالله. بس شو بعت لي امي؟ And a very real possibility we see Leaf on the deadlock here today. Yeah, I think Baby طب انا بعرف هذا الشيء يا امي. شو عم تبعتي لي؟ تبعت لي تيك توك كليب لواحد صار معه مشاكل انه بياكل تونه كل يوم. ما بصير تاكل تونه كل يوم. وما انا بعرف وانا قايل لك هذا الشيء. واتش بارتي حاولت كثير ما تواصلت مع الواتش بارتي بيعطوها بس للبارتنرز يا ماي لاف سيريا. بيعطوها للبارتنرز اللي هن فالورانت بارتنرز. حبيبي يا عبودي الفالورانت بارتنرز. ونحن عندنا برنامج معين يعني بيخبرونا انه في تورنمنت كذا اللي بيحب يعمل واتش بارتي عليه. عرفت كيف؟ يعني نحن في كم ستريمر وكم برو بلاير بالسين العربي عندنا ريليشن شيب مباشرة مع رايت جيمز كبارتنرز. لما يصير في ايفنتس ولا كذا نحن بنكون ما في. امي هلا فلتت على التيك توك. سجل اسمها خلص وفاة عبودي. عرفت كيف؟ فهيك انت بتاخذها. deadlock كل ما بريم فايبر اتس فاين نو فاين ليف باك يا بدي يكون بارتنر. البارتنر هن رايت جيمز بيحكوا معك. رايت جيمز هن دي ريتش اوت تو يو. بيبي بي رجع طلع لبرا رجع محله. هلا بالكو هلا حبيبي. لانه كان بيبي بي عم يلعب محله صح؟
excited about in a game like this, folks. Thank you very much to our
G2
desk. Of
بيفوزوا
course, it's
لنشوف.
a renewal of the rivalry between G2 and SEN, but it means so much more.
لكن يا اخي زكن الريس تبعه غير. لسه التصويت قد ايه فيه وقت؟ خلص تصويت. خلص صح؟
That advantage we've seen be massive over previous stage finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And even further than that, this is the rivalry of Americas, which right now, this year, G2 are leading.
لسه اللي بده يفوت بالتصويت يفوت بالتصويت.
An opportunity for SEN to get.
انا الانرجي عندي واحد، الانرجي عندي شوي لو لانه انا هذا وقت نومي، فانا شوي نعسان. بس عادي سهران معكم. اثنين ما فيني صرخ، ما فيني كثير طلع انرجي لانه الساعة 11 بالليل الناس نايمة. عرفتوا يعني انا شفتوني العصر صرخت كثير. انا 11 ونص بكون نايم بالعادة، بس اليوم نمت شوي العصر من شان اقدر اسهر. قبل دولس على فكرة. اوه ماي. كيف من هذا؟ عايش بعمارة لا هاوس. بس هذا الحيط، يعني هذا الحيط اللي عندي على طول جارتي، يعني ناس ساكنين ورا هذا الحيط. عليكم السلام. هلا حمزة، هلا حبيبي، او حازم، هلا حازم، هلا يا قلبي.
In the post plan, it's Valen and Jonah, two of the hot shots for G2 last week. It's NRG, absolutely stellar. And getting into this match.
حبيبي يا حازم، حبيبي قلبي، كيف بالله عليك كيف؟ 71 كيلو يا قلبي، بالله كيف؟ يا ريت يلعب يورو، والله مالي كثير من نادي ولا عملية؟ لا نادي الحمد لله.
John just hops over top, gets out really far right. And then Zekin somehow able to get an engagement against Jaw. I want to definitely.
والله شوف ياسين، بنتابع الماتش نتسلى لانه الفريقين متأهلين، ما فارق معنا ابدا، امورنا طيبه. كيف كواليتي الستريم يا جماعه؟ في مشاكل، في قصص.
I mean there it is. Zekin is just able to creep up against the wall, crouches, and Jaw swings. He gets deleted.
It's possible that Valen on that sort of long wrap is not in position to put their util down for the defenders. We're going to jump straight in around two though, and again it's that stinger force that we've seen send as well. It makes the econ really weird in the openers, but pretty huge. Just a tough bonus to win out.
انا عم فكر والله، عم فكر اني ارجع انزل اوه ماي عيب ولا. عم فكر بالموضوع صراحة، انا ارجع انزل الفول اتش دي، لانه الناس اللي ما بتقدر تتابع الا فول اتش دي بيكون عندهم البت ريت اقل من 8000، فبيكون الدقة خرا.
4 or 5 stingers in some cases against what could be a full buy in the coming round, but if they
نشوف عبودي، نشوف ممكن والله كله ممكن.
success in that round 3, they can buy for so much of the first half.
Surely there's a team out there.
بين الماتشات، بين الماتش الاول والثاني بطلع بتوضى وبصلي. تمام، بتوضى وبصلي العشاء لانه ما صليت العشاء. كنت مشغول والله، كان عندي شيء 1000 تليفون.
To hand himself, but it's really just perishing to the spike that's on the agenda for him here. SEN, hot and heavy on towards his A side of the map. Playing with a real burst of speed here, and Zelsis recently said he'd like his team to inject.
بصلي وبعمل بروتين شيك، بعمل مو بروتين شيك، اكشلي سموذي الخلاط على السريع بعمله وبرجع. برجع قبل الجيم ان شاء الله.
He felt like sometimes they were playing too standard and honestly
ليه ما كان يلعب؟ ليه كان مكانه بيبي بي؟ شو كان صاير معه ليف؟
For example, SEN have come out first time playing double duelist on a non-haven map. I believe that we've seen this year.
مريض.
Narrate has been putting up some
أنا ما عندي فكرة والله، بس اللي بعرفه إنه بيبي عم يلعب، بس ليه؟
5th highest rated in ACS for stage 2, and that is everyone above him being a duelist.
استشفى. حدا بيعرف شو كان معه؟
How he gets a chance to flex his
فتح الاكونت روبن ولا ما فتح؟
والله لحظة شوي اشوف رجال كود للزلمة.
ما اجى الكود، نيفر مايند. اوكي ما اجى الكود على فكرة.
And picks up the deadlock.
I'm kind of mad how much damage SEN are doing long range right now with the stingers. These are not the ideal fights you want to take. And yet somehow
And
they've taken down 2
someone is
players. They've
waiting
got
for them.
Trent low on HP, but this is another miserable angle. Honestly, Jonah is at this long range, should be able to pick them apart.
oh, he got him.
That's on Zekin. He was low health of the two, and he's going to be
He
seized in
planted.
place, at least having a
Fine.
spike down.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness! Decayed to 1. Zekin still fancies a bit of a fight. Swing on this corner, he's 26 health and it doesn't seem to care. Valen's coming for him low.
لو معه سلاح احسن كان قتلون الاثنين.
Jeez, they get
تقدر
close,
تخسر
don't
قوي.
they?
يس كثير.
Pretty absurd how much damage is done there.
I miss America's chat. I miss America's. I miss America's. والله I miss it.
And they've already carried 2
Bro.
rifles out of this anti-stinger round.
I mean, like you were saying, these singers, no investment.
I
low
miss
investment.
streaming this late.
They get 3 kills and the plant. Sen are going to take that all day. Look at the situation that it's got G2 in now. They're fully bought down. If they lose this round, it'll be worth 2 for Sen. And Narrate wants to
ترى التزامات الحياة يا زلمة ليش لازم الواحد يشتغل؟
What
for fuck's sake.
G2 players with heavy
والله.
armor, so only a couple susceptible to a potential one-shot.
Narrate can also imply more players on his A side of the map than is sort of the reality by making use of that clone and also gate crashing away to be if and when he's needed. Okay.
Bit of danger there for Trent.
عليكم
He was
السلام
one of
عليك
the
أسبر يا
light
حبيبي.
armored players, by the way, so that would have been a one-shot. Sen have this control of B-Long. As is the standard, you do want to funnel those orbs towards your raise, get as many showstoppers on attack as you can. Massive win condition for the attacking team here on Bind.
Narrate is tucked in cubby, but that is going to be watched pretty diligently here by Leaf.
Yeah.
For someone to blink first, and Leaf, one of the less armored players. Out of the picture now, that's a deadlock. Unavailable. No wall to slow things up further. Trent awkwardly set out in the open.
What?
Deals him a death blow instantly. Narrate looks like he's lost a fight with the lawnmower recently, but I tell you what, he's hitting the shots when they count.
ولحد هلا والله يا جماعة watch party champions. We're not gonna get it. We are not gonna get it. The champions.
Oh my god.
champions يمكن افتح ستريم.
As the read on the
full
flank,
face cam.
G2 have no option but to save.
full face cam وتابع لحالي وتشوفوا ردة
Love to
فعلي
have
بس.
kept that rifle as well.
If I've broken you already, you're in for a tough
that
series, brother.
You can't be doing them like that, man. You
حتى
can't
اللي
be
بيتابعني
doing them
بيضطر
like
يفتح
that.
جيمين.
That was a
يفتح
great round
ستريمين.
from Sentinels, though. In the mid-round, I love how they were working the map over
أو
towards
ممكن
that
مثلا
B
نشوف
side
حدا
where
عنده watch
Zekin
party
remained posted up
واقعد
long.
معه
He
بالديسكورد.
broke
ايه ممكن.
one of the prowlers that was thrown by
ممكن.
Jonah, and at the same time, or you know,
شوف
basically
شلبي
same
أو
time, a
حدا
few
مثلا
seconds
فاتح
later,
watch party
the
وبقعد
prowler
معه.
was used from John over towards hookah. So it looks like they're working long and they're working hookah at the same time, but in reality, they've taken A short control. Zekin just TPs, they pivot back to A, and when Leaf goes down, that site is basically free for the
جلوس.
taking.
Nice shot bang.
And the use of the brimstone defensively here, like we're not seeing that like standard one-way being put down at
No,
A
not
short.
really.
Right, we're actually seeing Valen play
Not
over
really,
towards the
والله
B
يا
side of
روبن.
the map instead, maybe hoping to stall things
It
out.
doesn't
over
look
there.
like it.
Throw the smokes down, maybe get some B-long control, but you know, there's a gate crash opportunity there for Narrow. We can get into Cubby. He can cross that part of short without being spotted by someone like Leaf and then hit him from an unexpected spot. Assistant coach Baby Bay. My goat. I mean,
Life count.
yeah,
That's
well, the
stream
second
easy.
highest rated player in playoffs up until this point. And it looks
And
like
I think when I come back from Kuwait on the second
here. I am looking forward to sunset when we get
Second
there because
of
there's a chance
September.
for Chamber to come back out if he is just going to sort of pick up where
I
Dre
might.
left off.
I
Definitely
might. ليك لابس
seems to
كروكس.
indicate that because we had heard from
I
Josh
might
that, you know, both Leaf and
fly
Dre have
to
been
Paris.
practicing
بعد
throughout
على
these
طول.
last few weeks.
Leaf
And so,
في احتمال.
yeah, I have to imagine that they're basically just playing the same role on
روح
every
على الأقل
single
شوف
map,
الفاينل.
just
I might
bouncing
fight
back
to the
and forth
finals.
between the two of them, but
Only the
yeah.
final day.
He's available to be substituted in between maps.
بس بنام
in
ليلة
the
باريس
series.
وبرجع.
Slap
ممكن.
case, get the
I
Dre
might
chamber
do that.
back on Sunset. I mean, like you said, he is up there in the stats, one of the highest ranked players in the playoffs. Leaf has big shoes to fill, which is a situation we did not expect to see ourselves in, but is genuinely the truth. Like, where other players on G2 in the playoffs have maybe been lacking
أنا
in
راح أحاول
terms
آخذ
of the
تيكت.
fragging, kind of looking at
راح
Trent
أحاول
at the
أجيب
moment,
تيكت
honestly.
مشان الفاينل
But
وعلى الأغلب
Dre
روح.
has been the guy to
في
step
احتمال
up
كتير كبير
for
إني
them
روح.
and really perform in the server.
Bangs at 6-1, by the way. This is a less
سلة
played
ولو
map for
حلوة.
Sim, but on Heart of Thieves, this was his bread and butter, dominant over on the B side of the map, especially on defense.
His anchoring
اشتري
is
merch.
really phenomenal. Jonah wants to get aggressive there.
شوف
take
على
time
حسب
to get
أمور
against
المادية
Narrate, but
كمان.
ultimately shower control is going to be lost for the defenders.
Knows he gets a free orb there and is able to pull
ايه
out.
ممكن بقابل اصحابي
Fly
هونيك
around in
كمان.
the case of Zekin, but when you're running this double duelist comp, you just want to be min-maxing
Sure.
orbs as much as possible and just cycling showstopper after dimensional drift for powerful executes converted into round wins.
Valen is now on the A side of the
Finally
map,
يوم
playing that more
6.
standard lamps position and is throwing
انا
that one
بسافر
way towards
مثلا يوم
short.
5 بوصي.
The attention seems to be more so over towards the B side now for Sentinels.
أشوف
Orb's still there for
والله.
the taking, so they can have both this round.
G2, they have stacked up here. Sen could try to teleport away, but that's not going to be the case. They are going right in there. Narrate with the first.
Remember, the guns are awkward here. There's 2 rifles for G2. They
Hello!
want to squeeze some value out of them, but it's going to be Trevor the Classic.
شو الكلاسيك اللي عم يلعبوا فيه؟
Chimes in. Sen mill around for quite some time and eventually serve up.
على السريع اشتري الكلاسيك ناو.
G2 just
Now
have to
we're
read
still
on the
classic.
situation that after that shower control was taken by
You do bundle.
Narrate,
I'm buying it.
expecting that he probably would teleport back towards Fountain. You know, kind of a standard opening for the Yoru. They go stack 4 players
Oh
over on
my,
the
yeah,
Perfect
okay.
read on the
Okay.
situation. Look at Sen. They're running into a 3-prong crossfire, trying to get out of that smoke into the site.
I mean, Jonah's involved in every elimination that round. That was a massive horn that set some easy classic kills up for Trent inside the smoke.
Sen will still have more than enough cash for a buy there, but
هذا السيز لل اوكي هذا السيز
got the
للكوري.
operator. Gonna be a value here. Zekin over the top.
Okay,
الواحد.
is eventually fell by Jonah P there. Orbital strike over towards triple. Narrate's going to take that position up, and Jonah was going to be in trouble either way. But Leaf has found himself 2 out of
Yeah.
now going for the annihilation. Narrate's able to catch on the jaw, but Leaf can lock it
خلصت
down.
الراوند خلصت الراوند يب.
Zelsa's eventually will descend in the
هذا احلى من الكلاسيك يا رجل. الكلاسيك والله my classic does not do that.
Dre's shoes in game, apparently.
That was some sick anchoring and a combination of ultimates as well coming out from G2. That Armageddon to flush everything out of showers straight into the waiting hands of Leaf. It was looking good for Sen as well. They've been doing a good job finding these opening kills. Okay. Yeah, all right.
That is absurd.
Little easy.
I haven't played the game in 2 weeks. You guys
Really? It really is taken after Dre.
I'm sorry, that broke me. So directed him, isn't it?
All right, Narrate's got that drift that he's been farming for the last couple rounds, getting orbs, getting a lot of info, gets the control of lamps as well, so Sen should be able to get in here. And it looks like they want to take some control, perhaps back sight. The smoke's placed for heaven, but they're not able to do it.
Stealth drone gets in very deep onto the site here, and
G2 have so much space to get back in, and they want to do it.
Trent's already inching his way out of vents now. Here's the guided salvo. Jonah's able to find Zelsa stood on the side itself, but there was still a stick. Narrate sitting tight inside lamps. Shorty out inside the pit.
It's all about finding success in this Viper's pit. Finding kills. Second is going to get the first. There's a showstopper as well.
What?
Connects. Valen's able to bring him down in midair, but Narrate goes to work inside halls anyway. Rifle now out, ready to go. Trent steps forward. There's a poison orb in the way. That was just a tap of the spike. Narrate, though, has got a timing. Surely Bang should be able to hold his ground here, and he does. The Viper's been instrumental, and now Narrate steps up. A little bit wayward. Jonah knocked low, but Narrate now might need to rely on Bang, and he delivers at least 1. Trent, no time to work with him, knows it.
Yes,
Has to sheepishly back away from the spike and won't get it.
Yeah, so gone. Okay. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a really good game. صح؟ مستاهل السهرة. مستاهل السهرة صراحة.
But on this map, he is an absolute force. That was always the case with 100
نزل الالتيميت بالوقت
in the
الصح.
past. This round was 100% reliant on him in that pit to come up huge. Sen had those smokes placed for way back towards heaven. But G2 just regained all the space. That pit was the only option, the only win con that they had left.
He was low because of the ult.
That gives them that foothold there in that post plant on A, and G2 cannot get in for the life of them.
العبود يا حبيبي.
Trent here with a shoulder peek now, won't see a whole lot of action.
عبود انت بدك تروح على باريس؟
No presence at all over on the A side of the map for Sentinel so far. They're going to work B with a split.
للشامبيونز؟
Jaw has that shower control opposite side with the Ops. Sentinels going to be able to get another one of these orbs. They want to prio it to John. He's
معناتها انا بتفق انا وياك ممكن الحقك يوم 5 الشهر ونرجع سوا. إذا بدك ترجع يوم 6 أو بدي أفهم منك إذا بدك تروح إمتى بدك ترجع يوم 6 نفس اليوم ولا بدك تنام لتاني يوم ل7 لترجع. عرفت؟ Never get tickets. Oh, okay.
G2 still have to stay here.
This is exactly what Sen want to do, right? They want to keep that presence being
sold
shown
out.
here,
أنا
and
بالنسبة
then
لي
suddenly
I will
burst into
ask
that
for
A site.
a ticket. I can ask only for me.
Oh man, he's so annoying. He's having a gate crash out as well. But it's
here
gonna
it
play
is.
and who can still wire?
Here comes
What?
that Nightfall going to get the tag on the Valen.
هي المولي للديناي للبلانت نايس والله.
Bang's getting some
This
serious
is banned, yeah, I know.
penetration over towards the B side, though he might catch straight on the rotate. It's
لحظة.
open here, a TP play at the disposal of Sentinels, but they're staying at
زرعوا.
A. They stick it there as well.
Yeah, they go for a relatively safe plan, and Leap is able to get that first. Bit of a spray through
What?
instant trade.
Okay, Narek caught
Oh,
the ground
God.
there, though, and Jonah's able to find
تريو عليه.
himself. Doesn't need to overextend from this spot, but Jaw is inside shower.
I wish I can get you tickets, but I can't.
He has to get here in time to help Zekin.
He's been sprinting paint shells here. Valen just teases that out. There's also a snake bite on the spike. Zekin's got to be wary. Bang in trouble. Jaw's able to trade him out. Now Zekin will fall. It's tit-for-tat stuff here on Bind.
He did a 180.
Retake.
This is
عمين
2
انتو؟
rounds in a row where G2 have
عمين
done a
انتو؟
great
عن جد
job
خيروا عليه.
on
عمين
that
انتو؟
A site of maintaining control of that entire back half. SEN are not able to get that forward control, so G2 can apply a lot of pressure right back onto the site.
Was overrated. اوكي.
Leap is in a great spot to catch and rotate off that side through the TP anyway.
شباب فيني يطلب منكم طلب اللي بيقدر يفتح الستريمين مع بعض التويتش واليوتيوب يفتحهم مع بعض. بس don't leave Twitch and go to YouTube. تمام؟ بس إذا بتقدر تفتح الاثنين مع بعض do it. I would be thankful. Thank you.
Despite SEN's
على G2 تمام اوكي.
seeming success on the past couple rounds,
حبيبي يا
spike
عبود.
down, they are dead broke.
يلي بيقدر يلي انترنته بيساعده.
And he's able to fall back, of course, with a gate crash.
لأنه لازمني يفرم ساعات على اليوتيوب عرفتوا؟
The weapons are not good here for Sentinels.
And the money
أنا رح أكون صريح معكم ما بدي لكم
crucial
روحوا من هون لهون
for
ما
them,
بيصير.
the tail end of this half that they get a very
بس إذا بتقدر تفتح
convenient
الاثنين
right
يس.
and retain these rifles.
إنه لازم نفرم ساعات هونيك.
Which is starting to pay dividends.
حبيبي يا عبود حبايب قلبي حبايب قلبي ما بتقصروا والله.
So how do they piece this out? Because now they don't really have the ability.
بصير يطلع مصاري هونيك لأنه عرفتوا؟ أنا هلا ما بقبض ريبورتد.
Of course. You're going to be lined up pretty nicely for this. D2 adamant about anchoring the back part of this A side, no matter what round it's been. Valen just crushes Zelsis, who's had a quiet opening to the series so far. And he's short.
Yo!
Bang gets in there. Frenzy fires off. Valen's forced to back away here. And there's Bang picked up the op, goes to work with it.
حبيبي عادي عادي يا قلبي عادي عادي عادي. التليفون بتقدر تفتح على واحد فخليك عندك.
Here for a plant, get some more cash for SEN on the future rounds.
Backside, yeah, that's where G2 are filtering into now. One in the chamber for Bang, but it doesn't connect. Again, that's a pretty minimal investment there for Sentinels. A recovered operator.
ايه بالنسبة لي أفضل صراحة. بالنسبة لي أفضل مثل ما أنت عم تعمل يا ماي لاف سيريا. حاليا بس بعدين ما تفرق معي. بس المشكلة إنه لازم لي 4000 ساعة ما معي إلا 150 منهم. أنت إيزي عليك يا عبود.
Those can be a nice little combo as well.
The fuck was that?
The dimensional drift, getting an orbital strike in. Jonah getting a seize in there as well, calling out a player position from that Yori wall.
This is reminiscent actually of some of the adjustments that C9 made against Sentinels across a couple of maps in that series. Is trying to catch Sen as they're hitting that side fast. Sentinels are playing with that level of disrespect. And that's why here we're seeing Leaf play ahead of the Heaven Smoke. That's why we're seeing Valen being really reluctant to fall off the side
يب لحد هلا عاملين كويس سنتينلز فيه.
into a retake scenario against this SEN team. And I'd say
لحد هلا سنتينلز كويسين فيه على فكرة.
SEN are going to be playing against the deadlock. When they move to defense, they can't afford to do that either. They can't afford to give the site, to let the deadlock set up, put a wall in your way, and force you to retake from one singular angle.
I want to see if
بركي إن شاء الله كمان على فكرة بركي السنة الجاية بالفترة اللي جاية بركي بيقدروا يتفقوا مع كيك. بيفتح بثلاث أماكن. Because why not?
Try and catch that timing where G2 are getting back in through backside through heaven. So it's been that transitional moment where G2 are just overwhelming them.
I know Abu.
This could be a really chaotic start to the round. Noses pressed to the barrier here. Looks like it's a really early prowler off rip.
كريم بيبي هيك قلتها.
Narrate might want to imply some short control.
حبيبي يا كريم والله ما بتقصوا يا حلوين.
We just want to go for a fast.
Oh shit!
Zekken is caught up right now in the seas, but no one will be there to spam away.
رجعوا من بوكسر ولا وراه.
They've got to be a little bit careful they don't walk into that. There's a grab there aspect of it coming out. Special delivery fed straight back to Trent. It's a trade.
Being able to get that shot up just before the ability actually concussed him, and now Zekken aggression.
Valon's not sure about how to work this. He wanted to push out of vents there for a
شوفوا
moment.
شوفوا على البيسات شوفوا
We'll
جواكم.
have to support Leap, but they still have backside control here, Wyatt, and ooh, bang, almost get tickled by that orbital strike, but SEN have had to retreat here to the extremities of A short.
شوفوا السبيس اللي اخذوه.
Pushed up so far, scoped in with the op in the corner, a little ridiculous. What's going to happen?
Maybe
here,
I will يا عبود. Maybe
fully
tomorrow.
noise,
بكرة السبت.
but Jaw, he's getting that
بكرة السبت.
information towards B. So these G2 players,
I'll do it
they're not
tomorrow.
going to move. Leaf and Valen, they are
I'll do it tomorrow.
steadfast in the positions right now. Jaw's even creeping
أبدأ أعمل
more
watch
further
party بكرة.
forward, and now they have the audio cue on Bang.
أبدأ أعمل watch party بالنهار.
John is trying to watch, I think, in
ممكن بكرة نعمل customs بس
Can't see
بس
Valen.
Bang is alive, down to 7
only on big
HP,
red.
and
Does the contact take?
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be Zekken eventually starting to open things up a bit more. Valen's going to be forced off this line. John's still teasing a plant, but not quite sticking it. Zelsis is set up in shower, though.
They get the info on Leaf and a fast trade from Zelsis. That was crucial.
Good reposition there from Zelsis. Valen now again, still controlling that backside. The anchoring.
تعيش بمدريد ليش عندك هاي
But
بينج؟
they cannot hold on. A huge
Second
nose
Newton.
cut there from SEN.
أنا I love
They
second
actually
والله I
lose
love him.
out early on that player
UAE إمتى
towards
انتقلت على
left side,
الإمارات؟
still recover.
أنت من إمتى بنتقل على الإمارات؟
Yeah,
What
they
the
take
fuck؟
that really fast
صاير معك
execute in
أنت؟
towards A. They do actually fight through lamps. They do get a kill backside, and then they retreat. They play things slowly. Second was well aware that a flank could have been coming from Jaw through market. Catches him for free.
شغل نايس والله.
Great trading, really. I mean, that moment as well where Leaf gets the kill, it was instant from Zelsis to get that one back onto him.
Yeah, they had the
I'm
time
not
set
allowed
up
to do
those
that,
nice
Abud.
crossfires.
I'm not allowed to do that.
This game has been so back and forth. G2, they're already on an eco now. Just one round lost, and they are relegated to Sheriffs.
It's an even game here heading into the 11th.
No one's economy
okay, nice. الله يوفقك يا
That's why
كريم.
Narrate has picked up the
I can't do
outlaw
that.
here.
I'm not allowed
He
to.
has been
كان هيك أنا قلت
pushing
لكم
out
if you
a
can
couple times
open
on
both
attack.
streams do so بس ما قلت لكم روحوا من هون لهون. عرفت؟
Self-drone here is just going to
I'm
try
not allowed to
clear up
tell
short.
you leave from here to here. هلا جودة ترى حبيبي.
Does get the spot on Zekken, and Zekken
بس
he gets the
براسنا
spot on
مدريد
him.
والله ما
and
بعرف
forced
يعني.
back by that haunt.
إذا في بخبرك.
Aggressive position inside hookah there for Valen. Really pushed up on that edge.
Jaw's just ready to throw out a flash for his
كان هيك أنا قلت لكم
teammates
اللي
again.
بيقدر يروح
Narrate
من
is
اللي
working
بيقدر
towards short,
اللي
just
بيقدر
hoping
يفتح
that
الاثنين
someone's
مع
gonna
بعض.
show themselves on that A side. Okay, yep, G2 moment.
He was looking good.
That's a G2 moment.
Leaf got to be spotted out here, actually affected by that boombot. Now back over towards the site. 38 seconds left of the round. We have the dimensional drift now from Jaw. There's definitely plenty of information to be gained on this part of the map.
And Leaf is trying to entrench himself here over towards Lamps. He's going to have support from Trent back sight. Can he catch a timing?
Oh, ugly. Okay, Leaf's able to get away with it though. But he's stacked up with Trent inside Lamps here. And Zekken's ready for a backstab attempt. It's going to be Trent winning it out. Over on that Lamp side now, the options...
Actually عبود بدل بكرة أعمل كيك ويوتيوب بس.
Jonah is a problem. Another sheriff pick. Down as Zelsis and Narrate, and they're just caught milling about the site.
مظبوط ولا لا؟
A full capitulation for Sentinels there.
بدل أعمل هون
Second
هون.
time they've been ecoed
بدون
in this
Twitch.
half by G2, and more than anything, it's come down to good positional play from G2.
ما شفت الراوند
Neither of
والله.
their ecos were just a guy randomly gets a couple sheriff kills, crazy headshots. No, they actually outplay SEN in the macro game. On the prior one, they stacked the right site. And on this one, off of Jaw's ultimate, committing a dimensional drift.
لحد هلا الجيم كثير حلوة على فكرة.
Gets all
What
of
the
the
fuck,
information
that
for
was
the
so
team
awkward.
to
What the fuck, عمل له وش
fully
سشوار.
encircle SEN on the A side. Helps as well when Valen just gets the run and gun stinger kill. But
He was waiting inside hookah, holding a very close angle. Then he goes looking and goes up against a player who's better equipped than he is, still wins that out. And all of a sudden, it just starts to come down like a house of cards.
What was
you can
that?
just feel from the point of views of the Sentinels player, the walls closing in on them, the pressure that they were under. You could feel it getting
والتايم
dangerous.
العصريات.
You pop here out of hookah straight off the rip. Better weapons for G2. SEN already down to an awkward buy in this last round and a half.
بس بكرة عندي شوية شغل بالبيت عرفت؟
Just didn't have an opportunity
عندي
to
شوية شغل
actually
بالبيت بكرة.
click the mouse one more time.
تنظيف
Probably
المنطقة.
would have
بتعرف
gotten that
السبت
kill on Jonah. Zekken had a showstopper that's not even going to be able to be used in this half.
Already down 2 players, and like you said, yeah, no chance in this half of that.
That being said, every remaining Sentinels player will have an opportunity to use an ultimate here, and it's Maybe going to start with Narrate.
That was the B-side gate crash faked. It does pull G2 out to have a look and confirm.
Alan wants to get in back sight. Oh, no.
Oh my god!
That is so rude. Narrate though, caught inside the vestiges of the dimensional drifts. It takes some team damage and then from the molly as well. Awkward stuff, but he's in and on the site. That's the most important part. Eventually, G2 getting cleared out. Valen determined to give a cat of himself here. Not keep his space up for free now. Has to walk into the fight. Taz bangs head off.
Oh my god, and he just gets out of there. Waiting for his teammate. Valen is playing this so intelligently.
And there's no plant still. Zelsis doesn't have the space. Nice shot here on the Leafs direction. And Valen.
Wow.
Oh yeah. That's a captain's round for you.
That's just Valen looking like
هي عن جد easier to block
against NRG as well.
بس ايه
I
صارت.
mean, it's literally the same. Jonah and Valen are the
في
two
فيك
players
لحاله
with the most
شفتها؟
kills on G2. There's something about this map where that duo just activates. But he played this so intelligently, man.
حتى لو
Every
ملا.
single kill, he didn't get greedy. He didn't go for more. He just throws out a stim, runs away with the extra speed. Comes back in when his teammate was rapping from hookah. It's so smart.
Zelsis studiously ignoring Valen to the best. He knows he's standing up. He's full
والله
aware.
تراش توك ما احلاه.
G2 get a couple crucial rounds to put them in the lead halfway through bites.
حلو التراش توك يا اخي. انا زلمه بحب التوكسيسيتي.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up.
يا سيم I love تراش توك. انا من جماعه التراش توك بالشده. ايام اللي كنا نلعب شده. شده هي ورق، المسوريين ما بيعرفوا يعني شده الورق. اخر تراش توك فيها شو حلو. اخر تراش توك ما احلاه. انجلط مو راح ينجلط. ما في احلى من تراش توك بالشده. ريكس طبعا. صار لي زمان مو لعبان شده. صار لي سنين. والله صار لي سنين. الله يرحم. I know عبود. خسران ناس كثير بحياتي لأنه الشدة. بالنسبة شو اسمه؟ بالنسبة لبكرة برجع بذكر مرة تانية. بكرة ما حنساوي واتش بارتي العصر. العصر على الأغلب نعمل كاستوم. تمام؟ على الأغلب نعمل كاستوم جيم. بس الكاستوم جيم ما بتكون على الأغلب مو على التويتش. والله يا كريم انا صار لي سنين مو ماسك شده. سنين. بس ايه ممكن يعني. بس بالليل الخسران من هذا الماتش والفايز من الماتش اللي بعده بيلعبوا ضد بعض بكره بيست اوف 5. حلقه الدوره لحبيبي. بيلعبوا بيست اوف 5. وبنتابع البيست اوف 5 سوا ان شاء الله. والله الحمد لله يا قلبي الحمد لله نشكر الله ونحمده. انت كيفك؟
Completely undoing
تمام.
particularly Zelsis.
Over percent, it has been all about Bang. He is in top form today. We didn't see that in his last match against Cloud9, which was a rare underperformance from the man who has been positive in every single series he's had in Stage 2 until that match, and he has bounced back immediately.
أنا والله مع سنتين الصراحة. ما أكذب عليكم. الله دوم حبيبي.
His anchoring on B is mental, but right now G2, they have inserted themselves into lamps, trying to get some forward positions, play around this wall from Leaf and get a safe plant if they can.
The wall really breaks up back sight a little bit. You can sort of see it can be skirted around by
deny plant هو أهم شيء.
so far playing inside his smoke. He's got already with a paint shell, but the spike was stuck.
Yeah, he's just able to lob that over. Leaf is tucked into the corner. This is a cheeky little position.
Everyone's in smoke. No one can see anything. Narrate with his back there. The Leaf gets caught out. John here on the swing, and the timings have been very good here for G2.
John okay. He can't do anything.
John, man, what the fuck?
He's just stuck in lamps now.
Whatever he can get. Now eyes over towards that lamps direction. Trent a little ostracized.
بكرة على الأغلب نعمل custom games يا قلبي.
Valen knew that Zek will be taking the fight to him, and Josh found another timing. He just,
just
moves out of lamps at his own opportunity. And
بس هيك عادي.
there's no trade. It is so hard for Sen to get a defuse here, and he's going to keep popping out, taking a
يا أخي معرف يا أخي معرف.
That is Whack-a-mole on hard mode.
That is unbelievable. SEN trying their hardest to just
العصريات إن شاء الله.
look at him if we don't acknowledge him.
بس ما حيكون على التويتش يا قدور.
Hurt us from lamps, but he just finds the perfect moments to get back out of there and flank them.
I mean, that is such a chaotic round. You can see that so much play through these smokes. That's the C's nade combo. Of course,
G2? Oh, okay.
Like, how is Jaw not spotted? I think the crossfire is here for G2. Just so
يا أخي يا
So good. And there was that moment as well where Nere just isolates himself trying to take showers, gets dealt with, but anyhow, fast into the next. It's G2 with
No, I don't.
Would hate to be second in this situation.
Yeah, he takes that early play over towards the TP side and now is sheepishly backing up. Caught inside the grab net. Nice little answer to him. He'll be
يوتيوب وكيك على الأغلب
There's a
قدور.
sonic sensor as well outside the door.
شيل منو ليف ولا جاغمو صح؟
Went for the spectre. Supposed to buy a stinger in this situation, but it's all right.
He hasn't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he hasn't played for a while. It's his first game back. It's kind of the stinger. That's kind of your team's thing, but.
SEN looking for a more of a longer range engagement here, and well, better weapon wins.
أنا من شوي حكيت يا قدور قلت اللي بيقدر يفتح الستريمين مع بعض يفتحهم الاثنين مع بعض. تويتش ويوتيوب حاليا كيك ما بنقدر.
Yeah, I'll wait the four horsemen now, just tucked in this corner, eventually to be dug out by Valen, who can just run and gun. And all of a sudden, G2, you blink, and they add 4 rounds to their total, already putting SEN underwater.
يا انا ما قلت لك شيء، قلت لك من شوي كنت عم بحكي، بس ما قلت لك انه انت ما حضرت. انا عم اقول لك عم ذكرك انه شوي كنا عم نحكي وعم برع اقول لك عرفت؟
It is terrifying how frequently this pays off in Americas, especially.
Oh, and especially so for G2. They invented this.
فضل عندي مي.
This is their bread.
يلا هلا بين الماتشين بقوم بصلي وبجيب مي وبجيب بروتين شيك وبرجع.
Get back into this game.
They're taking some long lines on the A side.
Oh my god, that's a crazy lineup.
That's the second round in a row that Zekken's been caught by an early grab net off the rip.
He has to try to get back into laps, retain some positioning, swing off that prowler.
Jordan already had so much damage to Zekken. I do need to style on him, bro. He just
كرياتين بحطه مع السموذي كريم. انا اصلا اخذ كرياتين اليوم، اخذ بالبري ورك اوت، بس لازم كمل. البري ورك اوت 3.5 جرام، هلا لازم اخذ جرام يعني نص سكوب. عرفت؟
This one's just done. Time to save.
Okay, bye.
Time to save.
حط حليب.
The last time I love the call from Mimi earlier. The last time we saw Sentinel on this map, they got 1 round against
فروزن فروتس اللي هن موز، فيز، بلوبري، رازبري، سكوب بروتين، نص سكوب كرياتين. النهارده ما بيكون عندي تمرين بحط سكوب ونص كرياتين.
If we want to be getting into these best of 5s as a team of globals or here in potential grand final, we need a deeper pool.
عمل البرين شو يعني؟
Absolutely required. And it kind of
بروتين
feels like the
وجبة.
moment for G2.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, what are they missing?
It's a fucking smoothie,
That's
man.
really it, right? They're trying to figure themselves out on
يا
that
زلمة.
map. But outside of that,
شلحهم.
they're looking solid on everything.
شلحوا
We
قصدي.
didn't know what their bind was like until they debuted it against NRG last week. And
بكره ان شاء الله بدنا نعمل بلان فود جديده.
The home ground of Valen and Jonah.
And we might have seen this last week because they actually floated this map against
يا
just never ended up
صدق بقى عبودي يا حبيبي.
Is a menace in lamps.
اكيد 100% يا زلمه، السموذي اطيب بكثير.
Come on. Yep, that stinger combo.
He's been on a heater too, Jaw. Some of the best plays had all year has been this playoff run. I think he's the 2nd highest rated ACS.
حبيبي يا عبودي اذا معك.
all the time.
Yeah, he's finally
اخبار ايش؟ خبرني شو القصه عبودي؟
Not really the case here. Leaf.
شو المحتوى الثاني؟
Outlaw.
Shades of narrate on that first half. Just pushing down short, waiting for a defender to peek. Instant kill onto Zekken. This is a Sentinels who are fully forced up. It's resulted in Zelsis just having the stinger to
عم يلعبوا منيح. الجزيرة والعربية بتعرف؟
Again, the likelihood of G2 giving them anything for free here is pretty low. G2 looking the map. They got extensive.
أنا بعرف الرئيس السوري من محافظة لمحافظة مأدية. نزل على سوريا بعد راس السنة.
That leaves Zelsis alone at A though, and that is
بعد راس السنة على الأغلب انزل.
Situations like this, when we've seen other teams running this double duelist, you would love to have Zelsis really fight.
شو صاير بالأخبار يا جماعة؟
Not give it up so the rest of the team can flood back in. This comp, it's about speed. It's
يا
about
أخي احكي.
flooding, fighting together, putting pressure
عم
on the
تشوقنا.
going down. But G2, they've been able to circumvent those situations.
Yeah,
so far.
I know,
They do
Yasin,
it
I know.
again here. Full retake needs to be activated for
الفكرة إنه ما
Sentinels,
بتوصل
and it
لهيفن
needs to be a
بدينام.
success. Their economy is really, really bad right now.
And these crossfires have already been set
إذا
up.
في شيء بيتبند بحذفها للمسج عادي
back into
عبود.
those strong positions, and SEN now have to take the side. They do have the flash to work with. Oh dear. And
حط
Molly
لك
goes and
إيه.
blocked. Yeah. That's going to give them the
حط
whole
لك
foot and
إيه.
force SEN to disperse away from the spike for the time being. Battle's got a little angle, maybe
Grab
a bit of
two.
timing over the top here. John able to find one, narrates, rifle chimes in. John has been marked. They can just sort of try and take a swing on this step. Maybe just force John off the side, and yeah. It's another save here for Sentinels.
لازم بيبين سولو
Very
سكواد.
quickly losing their grip on this game.
What the fuck? What am I missing?
No encounter over at the TP. G2 will stay. Hatch is battened.
Nothing that Sen could do. G2 are so patient there. They
السويدة قصدها؟
really over-indexed in waiting for that molly to come down and body blocking it. Couldn't do that. Didn't get on the spike earlier to really get it to half. Time just dwindled way too far.
ولا في فلسطين ولا شو القصة؟
G2 are just patiently waiting behind these smokes. Didn't need to
مين
do
الأخضر؟
a thing.
يا شباب مين الأخضر؟ What am I missing?
Thanks for keeping it real. Rated G for
مو بانبل هي يا
I don't
زلمة.
think I've ever heard someone say, I swear to gosh. I'm really impressed at his composure in that moment. Obviously a very necessary timeout here called by Sentinels.
يا سيدي الله يحمي الجميع.
An awkward
أبد نقول الله
couple
يحمي
of
الجميع.
rounds. Finally a chance to buy in, and there's a
الله يا رب
showstopper
يحمي
here for
الجميع.
Zekin, but outside of that, I mean, they have done nothing in this second half.
I'm going to imagine it's just going to be a hard force. Invest everything they can. They get away with a couple rifles. That showstopper is going to need to be
دير بالك على حالك
everything
عبودي.
for them to stay in this game. G2 are on a 6-round run at the moment.
الميكسر اللي قدامهم أنت.
Started at the end of that first defensive half.
And Jorga shot straight back up
صارت
to the top
صعبة
of the
الجيم
scoreboard
صح؟
here in
وقت
the second
ترجع.
half. This players have been great for him. Number 2 in ACS and KPR in the entirety of America.
صارت صعبة صعبة.
And again, not just in that Yoru jail, really flexing around a whole ton.
شو كثير قوايا على
Back
بوين.
to his roots in a way.
كثير قوايا جيتو على بوين.
Oh, there you go. It's Leaf's first deadlock game in his career. He's not doing too bad. Playing pretty well.
يا شوف كم راوند ورا بعض فازوا 6.
Comp from G2 so far, nothing but
راوندات ورا بعض
success.
5-5 النتيجة.
Sound win against
تعادل
NRG.
5-5
It looks
بعدين
like they're
بلشوا
going
فيهم
to repeat
دبك.
the same against Sentinels unless they can come back in this crucial round. Everything invested. Skin is caught yet again.
Delta's able to avoid the annihilation.
got
Crucially,
no one.
Narrate has to hold his ground. It's coming too fast here for Sentinels to clearly deal with. It is second showstopper. That strikes at the heart and takes the Brimstone out of the game. Jonah's up on the cubby, though, catches bang as he walks on out. Does he know there's a player backside? 2 of them are there. Sentinels gamble correctly. End up in the right place.
G2 just come out with the fastest of fast hits. Sen stacked up and ready. Good little double face at the end there out of the smoke to clean things up. It looked like Jonah may have a chance to wrangle that round back. Showstopper gets
بس
great value.
يعني
Second getting back in after being
I
caught in the
don't
net for
think it's gonna
third
happen.
time instantly. I mean, these net lineups from Leaf have been
الفريقين متأهلين على
a
الشامس ما
lot
كثير
of
فارقة
early
صراحة.
value.
Moments like that.
أنا
it seems
همي
like
الأول
when Sentinels are a bit
والوحيد
more comfortable. Many such rounds against C9 where they
إنه
simply
C9 أو
took these
NRG تأهلوا
aggressive fights.
على الشامس مو ليفيتان.
So look how far forward on this B side they're playing wide. They want another close fight.
They want to fight over this.
NRG مشان صام
He's going to go for trying to
C9
get that
مشان
dimensional
أوكسي.
drift. Punish. Well, he'll have it for the next round.
على شيء
Narrate
إذا
deals with
بدك
it
تحسب على الأتراك لا.
effectively.
أكيد لا.
Valen going to get the orbital strike though. Still so many ultimates going to be available in the near future for G2. And Leaf is on point today.
Still deep anchor positions for the remainder of Sen here on B.
Really feels like he never left, honestly. Hasn't skipped a beat.
I don't think he was telling the truth about the 2 weeks not playing thing, honestly. Just makes it sound worse, but...
I don't know, it's possible. He plays a lot of RuneScape. I don't know how much he was really playing Valorant.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Sam, man.
So far, he's definitely been
I love him.
level 99 in this game.
Narrates on
شو رايك مين مزعلك مين مزعلك
Set up
طه؟
a good crossfire here with Zelsis. Try and play off this wall that they've got. Smoke's going to be dropped. Zelsis is now, I believe, fully covered up, so we'll have an opportunity to pop out that right side just in case, but he wants to go forward.
Leaf is watching this. Obviously, we can hear the sonic sense, and Narrate's able to win out against Jonah and flash himself out of that smoke, if I'm not mistaken, and Zelsis is slowing things down from Hookah.
Both Sen players are just isolated little mini games right now. Zelsis.
Oh way. تعال 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 وين رايح؟ تعال تعال تعال.
Won't be given a chance to escape, but that spike is out in the open.
بلات.
Trent with nothing to do.
كنت بتلعب شكلها. والله لعبها صح وتخبى. He was being a rat.
Finds its footing in this round. Big impact. Like that SEN, super aware that G2 are going to really try to get towards those orbs with multiple players just being one away. So they fight over that B control, especially
هذا وقت النوم يا جماعة، هذا وقت النوم للأسف. الانرجي داون بس عادي يلا.
Look at that timing again out of the smoke.
Zelsus is smoking like that position over and over.
Literally Narrate and Zelsus, the two of them just kind of working together with Util, or at least Zelsus giving him smokes and
والله يا
stuff,
أخي فيها.
and you know,
والله
putting
فيها.
the wall up and down, but they are just playing their own little
بتنجاب.
1v1 games, and they won both of them.
والله بتنجاب.
Here's that dimensional drift that Jaw got on the prior round. Zekin wants to avoid being caught in the grab net this time, and he does it.
That's a very nerdy grab net. Set up, there's Narrate. That takes Trent out of the equation here. No Teho on deck. Okay, flash out of the smoke again for Jaw. Oh man!
Oh my. لا فيها ولا خرا.
A slight wrinkle in the plan here for Sentinels Wyatt.
That is just
The game starting tomorrow تبع سوريا.
outrageous from Jaw. Narrate, unfortunately.
ما عندي فكرة والله، بس على الأغلب أعمل واتش بارتي على جيمات سوريا أنا.
Bullets at the end.
على السيمي فاينل
Should
والفاينل.
be it for Sentinels. I mean, Bank is trying to make something happen. He's got a lot of cash right now. Maybe get that first kill towards Lamps.
تعرف مين بيتأهل من
precision with these has been unbelievable.
مين بيتأهل من عنا على البلاي جراوند؟
This deadlock utility normally, right? Can't just throw it out
My
willy-nilly.
custom?
It doesn't get you that value, but
عصر.
Leaf has really got his finger on the pulse of what SEN are trying to do. And
على حسب
they're
إذا
trying to
لقيت
play out.
إذا كنت انشغلت مثلا if I was doing something with my girlfriend I don't think I will. بس otherwise yeah I might. العصر. احتمال كبير هو إيه.
But Leaf is making the most of it. He's definitely
عندك بكره تورني ماتش بالبلاي جراوند يا قدور. يا شباب خلوا عينكم على الديسكورد. اللي مو داخل بالديسكورد اشاره تعجب بالديسكورد بيطلع لك رابط الديسكورد، ادخل على الديسكورد. انا والله بكتب كل ما اطلع لايف. خلوا عينكم على الديسكورد.
But it's such a chaotic moment that Zelsus, he doesn't even realize he's exposing himself to that potential angle, because why would that be a potential angle to die from? The moment is just far too chaotic to realize that Jaw could get a free kill there.
Because a chance for multiple Sentinels ultimates to be developed off orbs at the start of this round. They had no control of the A side orb. So that will go to Leaf.
كنت بيسأل ليش الأوف على الأتاك.
Over on the B side, I think they would love a nightfall for John. The threat of that operator is going to stave them off for now.
يا قلت لي قدور. نايس.
Every now and then he just mixes something like that in.
هو يفترض اليوم في جيمات هذا البلاي جراوند تبع سوريا اليوم.
He is really starting to light up G2 on defense.
In a format. Okay. Okay, I see.
Playing with this operator. Narrate can take that first contact, teleport away, and then you have Zekin controlling over towards Lamps, and that's another free one.
يا اخي اطلع ساعده يا اخي، اطلع ساعده يلعن ابو النيد. اطلع فيك ساعده يا ابن الحلال. يا الله. What the fuck is this?
That'll allow Bang to maybe get a better, more
صح ولا انا غلطان؟
SEN had a little bit of utility to get back in with on
Your friend got contact. اطلع مو بتزت نيد. نيد قبل بتجي على الكونتاكت الاول من لما شاف الاوبريتور بطالع النيد وبتزتها.
He just needs to be a nuisance.
Keep them contained here on short. The best thing he can be doing right now. There's the orbital strike. That's Armageddon.
Not really power, not really. Oh my god.
And Zelsus lances them out of existence.
That is some excellent utility in the moment, and just the realization, you know, the calls from Bang coming there that was contained.
لسه فيها الجيم، لسه فيها والله، لسه فيها.
He sees, wait, they're all getting stacked
It's
up
annoying
there.
يا أخي.
We can absolutely destroy them with some util. Frankly, I was really worried there for a moment for being a. We can absolutely.
هون بتنقبل بتطالع النيد، هون بتطالع النيد وبتزتها، يا اما بتبيك. شوف تفضل، شوف وينه. What the fuck are you doing? Dancing؟ عم بتبيتني انت؟ مظبوط ولا لا يا جماعة؟ مظبوط عم بحكي ولا لا؟
Decision making in the moment, syncing up that utility.
Armageddon up here for Trent. For the first time this game, I think we've seen it. Conventional drift though is going to be ready. Is that armor getting?
Oh, let's go, Qadur, let's go.
Cleans that backside position, denies triple, followed up by a stealth
Oh,
drone.
Ascension.
All the positioning for G2.
Get that wall placed very deep as well. So
That's
Have
nice.
to spend some time breaking that. However, the plant is temporarily denied by
ياسين بغض النظر لازم يكون جاهز للبيك. شلون يعني ما كان جاهز للبيك؟ شو عم يعمل؟ عم يعبط. بس خلينا نغلط بالحكي.
There's a dimensional drift running in now, and that'll give the info. Narrate.
He's able to get through it.
Able to circumvent all of that. Able to get into showers, even nightfall.
خلينا نجيب العيد آخر الليل. والساعة 12. عادي we can be plus 18. Good luck يا قلبي. Good luck حبيبي قلبي.
Finally carves him out with the operator, but at SEN now down to 2 players.
يا أخي
G2 and Celsius has to go looking for something, an edge to find. It's the Taeho off the map. Spots leaf as the smoke clears, but it's not.
جي جي يا زلمة جي جي.
And it's like he's not missed a day.
جي جي آية مصلي وإيدي عليه. يلا في رايت باك. أنا راح أجدد لكم تصويت وأرجع.
That was some of the best deadlock play I've ever seen. Honestly, all of the utility pieces were getting.
الصلاة أهم شيء يا جماعة. الصلاة أهم شيء. لازم إني أكيد لازم إني أصلي. يلا هي تصويت ثاني وأنا برايت باك. أنا أعمل ميوت.
G2 throughout that first half of the year before he had to take a break, and he is back in top form just as he left. I just love the way that G2 play this map with the comp, the layers of utility that they have to stall out SEN. You're playing against a double duelist comp that thrives on flooding back into these sites. But look at this. There's no situation where SEN are actually able to get back in to fight over the spike, over the plant. They're just stuck in spawn because there's too much. There's the walls. There can be missiles from Trent. What are they supposed to do? The comp is not able to operate as intended with the way that G2 are playing.
And G2 are not giving up that back A side, right? They're anchoring these sites really, really effectively, slowing things up. Some concerns about the map pool surely going forward here for Sentinels. They're trying to expand it, but it's a bit of a sloppy showing on Bind. Hopefully Sunset is more promising for them.
Who's gonna stop me? Get it in road. Living the life I will keep on control. Giving it up to my people stand tall. You know the deal, I will give it my all. Underrepresented on the move. Really wanna start me, let me prove. Take a risk, take a ride with me. Wanna flip society. Underdog overlooked. Underestimated, I don't lose. Take a risk, take a ride with me. On the edge, looking down from a cliff.
be a good enough trade for Valen, though. Now Jonah P down long, getting wrapped around behind. Surely he can't get a kill from here. What is happening? Jonah P is remarkable.
John knows that he's got time again to play with. Once more, Paranoia is forced out. Vic with a TP up towards the box, towards the top, but John is lights out and sharp as anything.
I'm here with Josh RT and Baby Bay ahead of map 2, and Josh, looking at that, it looked like getting back on the bike, no training wheels required. Coming into today, though, were there any reservations? Were you worried at all about the team finding their groove? And second, how are you going to take down Sentinels on their Sunset?
Of course, like with a strong opponent like SEN, there's always going to be some like doubts about like, damn, can Nate like perform at this level right away? We only had 4 days of practice with them, and obviously there's a lot of question marks, especially with like how well we were playing before. But we were confident with this move. And for the next map, we've been preparing this for a while, and I always think like we'll take on any challenge. But obviously they're a really good team, so who knows?
And Dre, what do you think Josh really meant by that?
Sorry for taking the mic, bro. All right, so basically what he was trying to say is now we were not nervous at all. We knew Leaf, we knew Nate was going to come here to drop bombs. We knew he was going to be ready, and we're ready for Sunset, bro. Sen are definitely nervous right now. That's what he was trying to say. All right, bet.
All right, sounds great. Guys, take it away. Good luck, good luck.
Okay, wait, let me find out that Baby Bay is Josh RT's anger translation manager, like the translator. Remember that from the Chappelle show or even like Key and Peele? It's too good. This is too good. Even Baby Bay being there, giving the intangibles, being the guy.
He looks as excited backstage as he was on stage when he was making the plays.
Oh, man. Also, he committed the one crime of taking the microphone off of Rivington's head.
Sitting back there sipping his Red Bull.
Sip that Red Bull, bro. Look
and
at
that's a high-impact assistant coach. You don't have every other assistant coach in the league back there going, yeah, and sipping.
He's just cycling through his emotes in the back, waiting to find the right one.
Oh, too good, too good. But of course, though, reflecting on the match itself, G2 just continued to show why they are such a dominant team here. And even though that first half was, you know, a bit neck and neck, right? Trading rounds here and there, it then ultimately came down to, Mimi, just G2 in that second half running away with it.
The big thing for me, too, is Leaf is back. His first game since Masters Toronto. Topping the charts for G2. Wow. He played really well, locking in the deadlock, which we hadn't seen a ton of from him before. But this was a dominant showing, especially after the halftime.
Yeah, after halftime, G2 just started running these A-hits on repeat, which Leaf was a part of, dropping this wall into backside. And this round was crazy because he just hides in the left corner of the brim smoke on the pistol. It's a 4v5, no one clears the corner, and the retake comes in.
And look at that stat there, 67% pistol win rate. G2 has been dominant in these early rounds. In this game, they win out on the bonus as well that we're about to take a look at. And these are why they keep on snowballing early halves.
And this is the utility I was talking about from Leaf, right? Crouches Zekin up on the high angle, so he's forced to fall off the site. So G2 kept getting very easy positions to play on site because there wasn't that forward contest. They're able to put down the deadlock wall and just filter in, playing heavy in garage and lamps.
It's a big difference from the first half, where I thought Sen did a good job of trying to fight forward and disrupt the defensive util dump. But on their own defense side, they were the ones getting pushed into, getting bowled over by G2, and they just ran away with the first map of the series.
It just goes to show you, right, when it comes to players like Leaf, like what he brings to the table. He takes a sentinel defensive character and manages to make all the utility very aggressive, very interface. It's just more of the things of what this guy brings to the table here. Now, of course, though, Sentinels far from out of this one. Let's see what's going on with Coach Kaplan, as Rivington got some words with him ahead of map 2.
I am here with Kaplan ahead of map 2. It is going to be Sentinel Sunset that you're going to. So I want to look ahead, but also look backwards as to what do you think G2 is kind of doing to get under your skin there on Bind, and what are you going to be looking for on Sunset?
Yeah, I think that map and both our comps, it's about as snowball-y as Valorant gets, and there was just a few rounds you can't afford to lose when you're in that much of a snowball fest. Sunset, I think it's a lot less like that. I think their comp has some problems they can't run from, and we're a lot comfier on our solutions. And yeah, it's a best of 3. We're just going to win 2 of the 3 maps.
All right, hope you can still get the ball rolling on the next map. Good luck.
And they most definitely will need to if they want to try and force that map 3 on Haven. Of course, Sunset will be the battleground for map 2 here. We'll see what we get out of this. And Ender, I mean, you know, there's a litany of things that they could pull out. Both teams, really, they have so many. They have a lot of versatility. Surely we'll find something here.
Yeah, well, what I'm interested in is that last comment that Kaplan makes there, saying that the comp has a lot of holes that they can't run away from. G2 are playing a comp with a Chamber in there and a Sage in there, so double Sentinel, but also no Viper, so no second layer of smoke, so Lurk's a little bit harder to activate on, and information is a gap that maybe Sentinels want to exploit.
Yeah, you only have the Chamber trip and then the util from the Fade, so you get pretty reliant on heavy stacking one side with the Senties and re-clearing on the other.
And the other thing was the way that Jonah P was playing the Sage was very aggressive, and I think if Sentinels can force him out of playing B main early in rounds, G2's defense will struggle.
It's all about wasting the wall, wasting the Sage util. Your game gets so much easier after that.
You heard our analysts. Let's see what Sentinels can do to force that map 3. For now, though, you got Uber and Wyatt are going to meet you guys on the other side after this short break.
Sunset on the horizon after we see Sentinels bind for the first time in quite some time, and probably left a little bit to be desired if you're part of Sen City. However, this is their map pick. Sunset coming in hot, and here are your agents. Both these teams with very different takes on this map, and yeah, we've seen consistency. G2 are going to go with this Sage and Chamber looks. Leaf going to step straight into that role again. Been on that agent a bunch in the past that look really good with Sentinels. This is where John goes back to playing that Cypher, and of course they've got the Breach old school look here from Sen.
Old school because this has just always been a home map for them, and this is the comp that's been a recipe for very continued success on it. And I think when you're looking at this Sentinels map pool overall, you're needing Sunset to be right up there at the top, as it was for them throughout their run last year in 2024, right? Where they were able to lean on this. This year it's been a lot about Lotus, it's been a lot about Corrode since that's entered the pool. But if they can have 3 maps at the top, I think then they're really starting to cook with something. They're going to need to come out swinging here, though. G2 were on a sick run to close out that last game. Absolutely dominant. Their comp really hard countering Sentinels.
Some notable stats, I think, coming out of this stage so far. We looked at the pistol round win rate for G2. That is quite impressive to have over 60% win rate on those pistols, but also on bind. G2 actually get less first kills across the map than Sentinels. In fact, they win over 50% of the rounds where they go down 4 versus 5 early, which is hard to do at this level against a team like that. And Sen are 1 from 7 in retakes.
And I think that really tells the story of that last map, is that even if Sen got a first kill, once it got into a post-plant situation, G2 were just able to win all of them out because of the density of the util in their comp in that game, you know? It was really that deadlock, all that stall util going up against a comp that needs to get back in fast is a recipe for disaster.
And let's not discount also what the Tejo util is still able to do, right? Yeah, it's a little bit harder to spam those guided salvos, but Trent is still able to provide a heck of a lot, in that disruption, in that stall. And once on the attack side, G2 got the side, Sen could not get back in for the life of them. Stalled out, gunned down through smoke, getting pinged out, nothing they could really do there. Brutal stuff. Now, earlier we spoke with Zelsis about the importance of winning this ARPA final versus G2. There's a lot on the line, but let's hear it from the man himself.
Beating G2 in that upper final and getting that grand final slot and just getting more VODs on them, or, they get tired, especially as a team with a sub, maybe they get a little drained, a little gassed. So it would be definitely a W for us to win that upper final. I do think it'll still be a bloodbath. I think it's never easy playing against G2 for us. Thankfully, they have a sub, so we can kind of take some wins off them. But yeah, either way, I enjoy playing G2, and I think getting that upper final win against them would be very beneficial for us.
Now he is glossing over the fact that in order to beat G2 last time, Zekken had to get 20 kills in the second half of Lotus to get them out of that situation. So You know, Bloodbath is true, but Leaf is back in. I don't know about this talk about subs because Leaf looks like he never left the roster.
No, he is just in sick form straight away. And now we get to see him on the Chamber, where Baby Bay was honestly going crazy. Yep. His Chamber games were
He was
sick.
playing it on Ascent and farming.
Here on Sunset as well, had so many great timings that he was taking for flanks even. Was finding massive impact. And was honestly, I think, the critical reason that this G2 comp here, this look on Sunset was working. So I'm excited to see if Leaf is going to be able to take over the game in the same fashion. We certainly know he has more than enough skill to do it.
2 in 3 pistol rounds won by G2. That is pretty wild. Yeah, we've got a bit of a tech pause moment here on the stage, just waiting to jump into our pistol.
Baited us with that one.
And
The wall drop baited us for real.
I was ready. And you know, something that Zelsus didn't mention in that
أخذنا سحبتين
preview is that
كوبيوم.
getting the win in this game means you go into that grand final. It's a best of 5. Your opponent does not get to ban a map before you choose the first map if you're the top seed. So you go ban, pick first map. So if we get a rematch of this, you're just going to ban, what, Corroder Lotus, and then pick your best map straight away to start the series.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Feels like just a nail in the coffin.
It's been
for
a
the
massive,
grand finals.
It's been a massive edge for our top seeds in stage finals. Like, it really has shown out.
Except for last stage where SEN were in through the upper bracket and still ended up losing to G2.
Yeah, we do talk about that one.
I mean, that was the rare time that that's actually happened, which is just a testament to how good this G2 team is. The first team that we've seen in Americas that has an actual shot at going for a three-peat, winning every single trophy in our region this year.
It's like we had a moment of Jaw had to relog, so he's still getting everything sorted out, getting ready to run in. And this is 2 very, very different styles on this map. You know, we're going to see the Breach try and set up some of these trap plays on the defense side. We're going to be looking over towards the A side of the map here, the classic straight down the line towards A main fault line, and maybe see Zekken try and capitalize. Whereas G2 a slightly different approach.
Come on!
We know that Chamber can be a real menace on this map.
Yeah, that Breach, it is predictable, but effective. I think that's really the trade-off that you're taking. Everyone is so used to playing against it, comfortable playing against it, but he's still very good on this map. You can still set up your Neon so effectively.
It's obviously a situation where Narrate comes off duelists. We don't see too many of the double duelist maps from Sentinels. And honestly, the teams that have been playing double duelist here in stage 2, they're kind of gone. Like, what has happened to them? They've all sort of fallen away, right? Crew, Leviathan. Maybe that wasn't the ideal approach in the end. Now, G2 versus Sentinels, it's a match that always delivers, and we caught up with Valen. And we wanted to ask him what exactly is it that makes this matchup so special to you?
Yeah, Sentinel's game is always the most energetic one. I mean, between the players and between the crowd, like the room is electric. And I love those games. The rival games, I mean, I used to play sports in high school, and like those high school rivalry games, like it gives me flashbacks to that, you know? It's a special one in my heart, you know? I love those players, and we talk back and forth all the time to try to create up like a big rivalry. And it all comes down to this moment. They got their actually, what am I saying? We got the first 2. I was going to say they got the first 2. No, they didn't. We got the first 2. They won the third. But I think the Baby Bay aura is just like inevitable. Like, they're going to crumble under the pressure of Baby Bay. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one.
Alright. عاقل والله إذا بده يصير تأخير. Right now هلا بنشوف. شو منك حبيبي يا عبود؟ ايزي خير شو صاير معه؟ بدك تسرعه يا عبود، بدك تسرعه من الاعدادات من هون. مو سليب تايمر، سوري، بلاي باك تايم. حطوا X2 بيقوم بيلحقه. عرفت؟ ان شاء الله ما تطول المشكلة. Fuck is this? Bro, I'm gonna sleep. I'm not gonna watch that. I'm gonna sleep.
What are these guys chirping about? what is happening? Not sure. I'm trying to decode the messages, but I'm lost, man.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, Valen talks earlier about really loving to make something of this little rivalry. Obviously, these guys are mates out of game. There were a little smack talk in the track, though. Leaf loves trying to get out of the skin of his opponents, clearly. And we saw him get loud, get rowdy, stood up there. And remember, there's some of those intangibles that BabyBay's bringing to the team involves that. A little bit more joviality when it comes to the stage. We're going to jump in, folks, now to our second map of this best of three. It's Sentinels Sunset. They'll start on defense.
أصوات طيبة. أنا هذا السموذي عندي أهم شيء
I'm
اليوم.
just taking a look at those pistol round win rates again. There is a stark difference. One is not like the other. 50% honest from Sentinels. One for one.
الياف ممتازة معدتي. أنا حبيبي. الياف ممتازة المعدة.
G2 the 24-12, which is a crazy record to have for pistol rounds. That is unreasonable if I'm being honest.
And if they lose a pistol, they just buy stingers.
أنا شوي مبلى. شوي صغيرة مو محرز.
Is that util? Still that fault line, like you mentioned, held in reserve for the real thing. But Isaac going back towards top mid here as we do see Leaf starting to explore that part of the map a bit more. Headhunter with 6 in the chamber.
And in the meantime, towards A, G2, they are making their move. When that one-way faded and the next one had to be placed, Prowler instantly. Bang knows that it's time to give that space up. So he's going to go all the way back towards spawn. Now Nere has taken that forward position, exchanging a Prowler of his own. This execute is bound to come in any second now. Yeah, here it goes. Paranoia. It's like taken for free.
There's Lee top mid.
في شي مشاكل بالصوت يا جماعة.
He's off to the races already. And that dirty stage wall blocks off the spawn side of A. So G2 get into that site for free. Bang aware.
He is so aware. He instantly pings that out. But Jonas should have a teammate to assist. Surely right now, fully isolated.
And Jordan's the timing, but the swing is good. He finds 2 with the frenzy. Chalk up, get another pistol round here for G2. No one does it like they do.
As soon as the Sage Wall goes down for part of the site on the pistol and you have to get back in, it's wraps. It's wraps. You're not spending all that time breaking the wall. You don't have enough bullets to do it.
And it's so good on either side. You can use it to block market off on B, spawn off on A. Unleash there through mid. It was only passively being watched there by Sentinels.
Jaw's like a little late to go in on the trade in like a technical sense, but honestly it's the perfect timing because then Sen weren't really expecting it and they get pushed.
أنا صراحة I see it 2-0 for G2 صراحة. I see it 2-0 for G2. شو رأيكم أنتم؟
Ranked when I don't try to trade for them effectively. No, you don't get it.
I'm trying to catch the timing off you, bro.
John's got the cam over here towards that B site to get the information that their gamble stack is incorrect.
Yep.
Hello.
That Sage Wall gets them through market for free. There's no way that Sentinels can really intervene here. And a stinger heavy buy for G2 is going to be well appointed now as they'll set these crossfires up on B. Sen likely just want to leap into the wood chipper here.
It still feels like a novelty when we get to see
speed test تجلي.
And maybe that feeling will begin to go away because we're seeing Sunset in their pool a lot more. We're getting to see some Jaw Neon. I'm just so used to only watching him on that. He's talked about feeling restricted in terms of the fun.
900 داونلود 920 داونلود 700 upload.
The dog wants to be off the chain.
This was that narrative when we first started talking about him coming on to G2. The question was like, was it going to be him getting restrained or them sort of being unleashed alongside
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Unfortunately,
Yeah,
Yoru
but
is
ooh.
just way too good, so he just has to keep playing it all the time.
It's like an extra
Para
initiator.
uno.
It's astounding.
But he's let loose playing the Neon. I remember back when Neon got that massive buff last year, Jaw was the first player that really started exploiting it. And it was
حلوين يا
on
عبود حلوين ما
Sunset.
شاء الله.
He was ankle breaking.
And this year, though, I feel like it was Asuna who really insisted on the agent. On a lot of these
يا
maps.
اخي الايجنت بعد ما صار له على فكره انا بعد البف تبع نيون ما عاد لعبت الجيم.
All right, Sen, first opportunity at the full buy. No real damage to speak of on that prior round. G2 have a very good bonus right now.
I think it's about time that Sen showed us what they're made
I know,
of here,
no,
Wyatt.
no, I know.
G2 are going to take some space over towards B main early with a Prowler.
انا هاد اللي عم لكم هاد اللي عم لكم اياه. No, I guess it's gonna be 2-0.
Mid presence from Sen. They're really playing off of this part of the map. That's what
مش
allowed them to
عنيهم.
get up there on the pistol and find two easy ones.
عنيهم مش يا اخي مش
An engagement at that range with the Guardian.
لا بتطمن
Just
مقري.
waiting out to see if anyone from Sen will expose himself top mid. Maybe that can be the path to an entry kill for G2 as War Util is just exchanged towards A main.
They got the fault line there.
The standard situation with those one-ways going up, and now it's a fast. Over from G2 getting back towards mid.
عيني كان اوفر.
It looks like they want to go for that full B split, three-pronged attempt.
Yeah. A weird spot for Zekin to be this far into the round. I'm not going to lie. Jaw absolutely unprepared for that. Okay.
Legit
Zekin, the
over.
one mid caught by the Stinger, the classic. And now some degree of boba control obtained by G2.
A G2 that are patient right now, taking their time. Narrate going to get swung on, traded out by Jonah, but John is at
Okay.
the range to deal with that.
Oh my.
Trent emerges.
Timing.
Far too quick for John to do anything about.
These are two players now with rifles for G2. Leaf pushed forward, has the ability to escape as well.
Weird little off angle he's got here. Might have seen a barrel there from Bang and he's waiting for him. Yep.
Oh, gets the dink.
Chunks him down to 12. Fake TP there. Zelsis has got a lot to do himself. He might try and
عن
flash
جد
back
عن
into
جد
the side,
قدور
but
عن
it's
جد.
just too low.
قال لهم شوي قال لهم جاب
G2's
كوادرا
already
كيل
on
قام
full back
وقف
over
لهم
that
صار
main
اسبوعين ما
direction.
لعبت اللعبه.
God, he's low. All right. Shock here as Leaf will stay entrenched. Time to scratch his nose even. Clearly, not enough pressure being applied to him. There's the tickle. There's the shot. Bang's head ripped off, and it's up to Zelsis now. Tough situation to get yourself out of, down to 8.
عمل مارك.
And Leaf can bide his time. Knows he
اقعد.
doesn't need to do much more than
اقعد.
that. And the headhunter has its
عمل مارك
prize.
قبل ما ينزل سموك.
Ichino's
سمارت.
be damned. G2 go up 3-0.
He is tearing them apart right now. I like that round from G2 in that
Mr. Mark Masca.
main early. They apply a lot of pressure A main, then they pivot into that split onto B, the 3-lane split, where when you have the Neon, you can use the fast lane to get up top. But Zekin read that situation. He was ready for it. You're kind of playing that off angle towards spawn. But what's lovely from the G2 side is that they really control the tempo of the game. They're able to slow things down.
What is that?
And in that moment is when the Sentinels players start to get
Jealous,
a little
this
bit
is
rattled,
jealous.
a little bit anxious by the situation that they're finding themselves in, because it felt like G2 were just going to go in quickly, but they're stalling out. They're waiting, and then they get that trade onto Narrate, and then John all of a sudden realizes
أنا برأيي Narrate
they're
Narrate
going to be coming at me from
Narrate
all angles. Like those
is
players in the
not
market, they just
Sentinel
slowed down.
worthy.
Walking
شو رأيكم
forward.
انتو؟
I really like that adjustment from G2 in the middle of the round. They win out their bonus, in which, by the way, they basically just got
قالوا مستوى
carried every
Sentinel
single
صح؟
gun over. So their economy is rolling right now as well.
يبدلوا ناريت يسرقوا كثير. مين لازم يجيبوا مكانه بس؟
You know, Zelsis early in the round. It's tough for him to really be relevant. I think he tried to flash Bang into the side there in that post plant. But by that point, Sentinel lost far too much equity across the map, including that
Ethan?
trade they lost out on in Boba. Now they're down to, again, just brass tacks. We've got a Marshall here. Man carrying it. Also
أكيد أكيد يا عبود أكيد بيخبوا.
So this is the kind of round win that if Sen somehow get it, can just jettison them right back into the game. Mentally, in terms of the economy,
لازم يخبوا.
it's not a situation.
Narrate is good. He's a duelist player,
This
bro.
is a potential turning point. It's just unlikely, right? I mean, G2 are playing this in a very stable way. They're waiting out any aggression towards mid at the moment.
Some of the big mid stats
أنا برأيي هو الأضعف.
to start the round, so hoping a trade into
رجعتين صعب.
whatever aggression G2 might send top mid side, but we actually might see just a bona fide A hit from them now.
هذا اللاعب خارق.
At least to take
بانك خارق.
A main, faking that they could be pushing.
Ooh.
Sen want to respond, but going into mid, they've been funneled into that trap.
Curiosity killed the cat, Wyatt.
What are you player like who?
Easily at long range.
And it's the faker pressure at A that gets them curious at top mid.
Exactly. G2 have absolutely worked them on this.
Actually, crack it. What? Actually, crashes. عم اخري عليه.
No good reason at all. No.
عم اخري عليه يا زلمة. What the fuck?
Gun dropped for G2. The economy is, it's absolutely out of control, and we're only on round 5. There are 2 players at over 7K already.
I mean, G2 know which button to press to try and draw out this Sentinel squad, like in different parts of the map.
That's not okay, dude.
Yeah, that is some stuff.
Stow that. I knew that was filthy.
You want to play? Let's
maybe a bit more insistent about this A side, but again, it's G2
حرام
trying
عليك
to
يا
tease that
عبود.
early util out on this side of the map.
قوت ريانز ولا ممكن.
Active for Leaf.
He just uses that straight
Rians.
away. Got it last round.
ريانز موت.
Going to be but 1 orb away from the nightfall.
قوت ما بيقدر يلعب سكانر. ريانز أقوى كتير منه على سكانر.
Things play out, but the moment G2's hope is just that Leaf can patiently stay scoped up on some of these angles and find an entry via that tour de force, but Sen are very safe in their positioning at the moment.
Yeah, true.
The way things are set up really has to be
حرام عليك
John.
جون كتير كويس.
This is a crazy fake wall, but the trip is there, so John is like stuck. What? I mean, I see the vision, but that trip is a little unfortunate.
It pulls 2 players back from Boba though. Still, they've got to watch that left side.
ضفت على سيج على فكرة كتير كويس.
And Bang just has to give this up. I mean, he'd be a fool to try to fight this alone. He knows he'd be overwhelmed if that's the case. Jonas swings out. This is madness in mid, man.
It does set up a straight-up post-plant situation though for G2. No chance really for Sen to intervene. Neural theft though,
Yeah,
gets some value. Sentinels with a bit of information, but now they've got to execute on it.
And either Fade with 1 kill will have a Nightfall in this situation, by the way.
Massive in this situation. Zekin gets across the gap. Heard, and now it's a nice little fault line. Doesn't catch on the jaw though, he's big chilling. Able to push up Link now. We're gonna see a rendezvous off the spot there for Leaf. Awkward place for that shorter to go to work, but Trent now needs some backup. 4 bullets in the chamber. Not enough to fell narrate, but he and Zelsus are low as it dips. And Leaf capitalizes.
إذا بجيبها ليف.
Now they're all 1v1. John v Leaf.
هذا هو مرضان.
Leaf with the advantage now. Happy to tease this out.
Just wants to bait out a shot.
Oh man, he's dirty. Topping the scoreboard, a 2nd consecutive map on his return to competitive play.
This guy is just insane.
He's 10-1.
It's hard to believe that with still the success and the performances that G2 have put on, they've been lacking their best player. But he's back, and yeah, I remember why these guys were so damn good. Mental 1 versus 3.
معقول.
Sen have nothing to say. In and out of the
صار له
circle.
أسبوعين غايب.
Very muted cohort of players on their map pick, falling well behind the 8 ball.
أسبوعين صار له.
Everything they've got invested into this round in terms of the credits. Sen have that Nightfall to play with. They just haven't honestly been getting enough kills to get close to some of these ults either, which has been a bit of an issue. Like on the rounds that they're losing, aside from the last one, there were a couple that were basically flawless, near flawless. So we're still not that close.
I don't know. I don't like the guys صراحة.
Even G2 working their way towards B main while they apply pressure towards A, making it seem like they really want to take that space. And Jaw gets punished for it.
I'll say though, G2's 4v5 conversion's been very good this series. Last round was no exception either.
They're going to wall off markets, and they just have to deal with a potential flood coming from backside.
شو هالواير ها؟
Trying to push up very far. What a shot.
That's absolutely
شو هالواير
crucial.
ها؟
John gets his Panther Flash over on the B side. Jonas entrenched here. Relay ball comes in. He can't test it, and Second slides in for the fight.
He can't even help on the flank. He has to break Jonah's wall.
Oh, some spray though gives Leap what he was looking for. This is 2 players up now for G2. Nightfall already expended. This had to be a raw challenge there. This is falling apart for G2. This time Sen finally scratch something onto the board.
You can see
He's not that good.
The defenders do a good job there of forcing
He's
the
not
G2
that
players
good.
to basically all 1v1s.
He
in
was
that
good because his
in
team was
multiple
good.
Situations, not just the last one with Trent, but then Leaf and then Jonah isolated on the site here by Zekin as well, sliding in. And that Nightfall just came a little bit too late from Trent.
He had
It feels like
insane
there's just
support.
some kind of miscommunication that happened.
كما
here.
قاموا إيسن يا زلمة.
From a Nightfall
جواقموا.
market, which is walled off. So definitely
قام إيسن جواقموا كانوا سبورتاته. How the fuck don't you want him to perform?
Take full advantage with a nice backside flood. Finally get on to
مين خامسهم كان؟
Last round, Jaws doing this. He gets
مين
caught by
خامسهم
NRG.
كان يا جماعة؟ EG.
He's not able to get onto the map elsewhere.
EG Prime yes.
Up tiles. No top mid control really outside.
إيه
of
بس مين
Trent
كان
there,
خامسهم؟
which is in the same spot as it was last round. Trent noted that. It's been cleared. Second seized in place inside market. The spike though currently rests. Yeah, with the fade players, so we'll need to get through
يا
Zekin
عمل
still
لك
either way.
بوستيو. تفضل.
Trying to do his best. That's a great first kill. Wants to get out of dodge. G2
اليوم كان خارق.
absolutely surrounded, and he does get punished. The Trent in the same lurk spot again.
Them chilling in the slow orb. Happy enough to be there. Joel might have seen Zelsus around the corner now, looking to try and back away. No, he almost caught a timing. Trent
no.
barely alive.
Not getting real offers.
Still in fighting form.
Hazo's jaw brought down to
اجا
40
راح على
HP.
NRG ما عمل منيح. راح بعدين على ليفيتان ما عمل
Where they
منيح.
know Bang could be coming. Two players are ready to face.
One is good. Leaf's not able to find
Can't
the swing
TP.
timing. The rendezvous position is cleared.
Zelsus wants to give Bang something to play off of. Stun doesn't connect.
Can also flash him into the site. He's in a bit of an awkward spot.
الله دخيلك شو بدك؟
Smoked across so he can actually assist on this retake.
Both enabling each other now. What a paranoia! Good connection.
كان الله نامي. كان الله نامي. قطط الناس كلها بتضل نايمة إلا قطتي.
It's Bang in a 1v2. And as low as he is, he can't afford to take the risk. Saving here.
Just has to be a save. G2
yeah,
again finds some success on one of those big B splits where you go up through spawn. And I like that they added a different layer this time, which was Trent coming even later, delayed from the pack to pick up that rotating player on A, which was Narrate, who had a Nightfall. So that's just off the table.
طيب تعالي.
What a tool that could have been for Sentinels that's been removed. And then the second as well that John dies back site, Leaf immediately took the space. No more Cypher. Getting into the site straight
ما عم
away from
تجي.
main.
ما هيك بتعمل فيني كل يوم أنا لهيك بعصب.
They're just
توقف
little layers
بعيد.
being added on to what G2
مeh.
are doing that are continuing to get them
ابتعي.
advantages.
ضل واقفة.
We are seeing some adaptations here from
Nice.
Sentinels. This round, they definitely prioritized that market control a little bit more highly. We saw Zekin go there with that overdrive active. Unfortunately, it doesn't sort of pan out for him as he walks into a double face and has to pull back away from it. Top mid, though, is still, I think, an issue. Like you mentioned, Trent able to lurk there as the same tripwire placed a couple rounds consecutively.
Yeah.
Instead of being drawn out of position by any mid presence at all from G2.
And you can see John is also placing that trip further back because the close one, it's pretty easy to just spam break it. Yeah. So it's in this really passive position that's
It only
not
catches a
getting
push.
much accomplished.
Yeah, it only catches the mid to A.
Yeah.
والله يا عبود شوف
Not something that G2 have opted for yet. I mean, I guess
عم
they
يلعبوا
tried
بدبل
on one
سنتينل
round
لان مو
to
حقيقيين
save, but it's
سنتينلز بس تو فايتنج سنتينلز
Look at this
فالموضوع
top mid
صعب.
presence off barrier.
Yeah.
But the guns
On
aren't
this-
there, really.
No, so they're just going to send
I
it
don't know
on an
man.
aggro
I don't know.
round.
I don't know قدور.
I'm not mad at that, but frankly, I expect a team like G2 to be well prepared for something like this to come out of a timeout on a lower buy.
This will probably still require them to give up mid to a degree. Yeah, SEN have been allowed in.
G2 are all posted up. How aggressively do they try to get themselves back into mid, though? Narrate is in a pretty unorthodox position.
الأول نطي.
Okay, relay bolt doesn't quite connect. Zekin, though, he's hit with the paranoia. No follow-up. Narrate goes very low from presumably some spam. Okay, fast lane sets John up there. Zekin was just the bait in the end. And now back over towards market top mid. G2 have managed to find their way into B as a result of this, though.
John needs to be really careful. Leaf is drawing so much attention. Look at the rotation defensively. All of SEN have gone to this site. Okay, John is picking them apart. Luckily for SEN.
بلش طلع المنى شرف.
Another neural theft. He's second for the half here. Tells all about this move over towards A here for G2.
Bang just needs to live right now. Just delay if he can. Be a nuisance.
مو غلط ممكن ها.
Shot to play off. A great fault line set up there for Zelsis, and Bang's done well. He's played his life. Eventually he's got to give it up, but it's a player advantage here for Sentinels now as a Nightfall comes in for the defender side. And Zakin may have a timing here. Ooh, that hurts. Getting caught off as he goes around the corner.
2v5 إذا بيستروى 2v5.
Picks up where he left off. It's on Professor P. And two low health targets in between him and around Win. They're stacked up, but he's playing this to perfection. Couldn't answer much more.
برو 2v5 ما بعرف تحكي ما بعرف.
On this sunset map.
2v5.
Nasty Red Bull clutch from the prof.
Jonah has been really fantastic individually in this playoff run. I gotta say,
King Kong Tex. Yeah, I know.
Just raw gunplay we've
But it
seen
wasn't
from
enough.
him in some time. Last couple of games have been really sick. John did so much in that round to try to get Sentinels an unlikely thrifty win. They were so close to doing it.
حرام هيك راوند يخسروها بصراحة.
They didn't play for the low clock.
But back to the default look here though for Sen on defense, White. Same mid trip.
ما بدي نام هلا.
Same kind of setup towards A main. I mean, this is just very typical of how you operate with this comp on Sunset.
لا بدي نام عبود.
Cycling these one-way dark covers.
نام كثير متأخر أنا هلا هذا وقت نومي أنا هلا لازم أكون نايم.
Take their time towards mid on these rounds and let Leaf work that.
يعني أنا بكرة بستوب 5 والله ما بعرف بدي أكملها. أنا go crazy I know بس I wanna sleep. I wanna sleep. It's too late.
You madman! Surely you don't go further than that. That would be absolutely crazy. Great paranoia. Wow, and into the slow. He's definitely a little scared there for a moment. Zekin going to have to deal with everybody from G2.
Nicely done. Relay bolt though, not catching on a jaw because he would have liked. Zelsa's too late to catch the cross. This will slow things up for G2, but they always cut noise in this position, Wyatt. They're happy to play a little slower from here. Smokes get him onto the side. John takes away, but shot though through the smoke, and he's very low.
All of Sen are getting here though. The breach is backside. Both initiators now narrate in tow.
The backstab from Bang could be huge here coming in through lobby. Jaw's not ready for it, but he's given an opportunity. Bang has
طب يا زلمة شو ناطر حامل النايف لهلا؟ شو ناطر؟
nothing he can do in that spot. It's a freebie.
طلعوا هيك شوت ليك طلعوا كف. Bro, what the fuck is this?
I didn't even know what I was looking at. I'm like, what part of the map is this? Oh, there's a stage on top of him. What the hell?
حامل النايف لهلا بعدك. Bro, I don't know. Man والله العظيم.
They have been so good at controlling the pace of the game at all times. Picking moments to accelerate with the neon and then slow down. And then fight aggressively, swing back out together. Oh,
I don't get it, wallah.
It's heartbreaking, brutal. They need that timing to work for them.
If Bang gets that kill, feels like Sen went out the round, honestly.
No.
Unless maybe there's an insta-trade, I don't know, but...
أو يضحك عليه والله. أنا من هز بدني بس شوف الجيم بلاي.
Buy here for round 10.
And they're 7 rounds behind. This one has definitely gotten out of hand.
Back to exploring up mid, back to just trying to break some tripwires. It's been the standard from him. See John select.
شو هذا برايم كرامبت كان عامل ما؟
Want to throw one down just for it to only be broken.
That slow orb is very troll when you throw it at that corner. Denies sort of crossfire.
That cover didn't exactly reach the center.
Gonna let it go, honestly, but yeah. Now you mention it.
Let that go. John in the cam going to get broken. He's caught in the corner, but
wow,
that trip actually just works. Jonah just takes a little stroll into it, wasn't paying too much attention, and that's honestly given Sen an opening. Do they dare use the Rolling Thunder to try to convert this round?
والله كويسين هن بس جيتو كثير رواية.
They're going to do it.
Here it comes. Valorant has to tuck here as long as he possibly can. Fast lane gets second deep into the side. That's just where he wants to be. And he goes to work. Valorant gets caught out by that aftershock and Trent's trying to stop, but the Stingers are just hitting a little diff.
Drifty منيحة.
Feels like eons have passed and Sen have won a round and they needed that one desperately. G2 have already done more than enough for a half, I think.
That was a really beautiful retake.
Definitely
the best decision to just send it on the Rolling Thunder.
ما بتخيل نوصل مع بثالثة ما شكله بس 8-4 منيحة.
To get back in and crunch the G2 players. There was a really
Zach, I can't smoke these wires.
We were gonna let it go. Yeah, we were gonna let it go. My bad. But that paranoia from Bang was fantastic. It caught a bunch of G2 players who then tried to retreat to Link. They're surrounded. Great retake there from Sen.
يا هلا شوف انا مصلحة على فكرة يعني انا راح اقول لك الصراحة انا اقول لك انه اذا السنتينلز بينزلوا على اللور براكت بكره بنتابع سنتينلز كمان. هنلوسوا تيم ليكويد. تيم ليكويد hopefully.
But luckily they have a Sage playing in the Valorant beta and he gets healed out.
Still that top mid control.
لا بيخبوا الستراتيا. بيخبوا الستراتيا
Zelsa's not going to have any opportunity to shoot those players in the back, but Narrate is in the perfect position.
Yeah, he split them now. Look at G2 in mild disarray towards top mid. This is going to buy time now for the
والله
players to
شوف
come out through spawn.
انا ما بقول لك لا.
Like a little res action. Valon back and that normally happens after
بلشوا
res,
يلعبوا.
if I'm honest. Very quickly taken down once more. It's just Jaw. Talk about rounds that you need. As we get sent to 3. Jaw can only really forge out in a couple of different cardinal directions to find one versus ones.
Good timing ها.
There's plenty to hear right now.
Good timing ها. يا معلم.
30 seconds in the round. Jaw has the chance of a lifetime here.
There is no way.
No way. He actually hit the lotto with that timing going through the site.
Yeah, he's like Paper Mario, man. Okay, that's one. Now cat's
God.
out the bag and Zekin converts.
Good timing ها.
Would have gotten ugly. And even the burlap sack looks pretty to send after this half.
That was honestly one of the first rounds, I think, for Sen where you could see them really playing around this G2 comp
شو التايمينج
and their
الغريب هذا.
strategy perfectly with the positions that they had towards spawn, the way that G2 have been exploiting mid, having Narrate back here to cut them off at that cross towards A, and then Zelsis running back around to him. They double faced when the res comes in.
اخذ تايمينج على بانك غريب. نريت كله على بعضه يطلع.
Good adaptation. It happens probably later in the half than Kaplan would have liked. But better late than never.
Maybe it can be enough though if they can get a 4th round on the board to come back.
Oh shit.
Under a lot of pressure, stunned up, paranoid as well, and that takes full advantage.
And that's a whole lot of saber rattling happening from Jaw.
Then Neural Theft is going to get all the information for Sentinels who are on their way over towards that B site. Second running through mid. It's going to be a massive retake through market.
There's still a cam here on the site as well for John to toggle.
Fnatic, always Fnatic, dude. Always Fnatic.
Smoke's being cycled towards Bobus and need to take their time breaking that wall and
leave.
Catches bang exposed.
Might be another one here as well. This is just a straight swing from Zels as he might.
Operator لحقه.
That's Leaf second with that ultimate. It's on
What
John.
the fuck?
Valon healthy. Leaf of course with the ultimate and a judge to work with. Up comes the mastermind. It's a 1v2 and Leaf puts in the bed. Say what you like about
Always
9-3
Fnatic,
halves.
always
This one has
Fnatic.
not looked convincing.
Bro, my favorite player is Booster.
Is just dominant. On his return now, 15 for 7 on Sunset after lighting up Sen.
Good
playing
half.
Deadlock on bind.
أنا برأيي البستل الثاني يا أما السيريس تطول شوية يا أما الزعل.
Yeah, he had
got
in many
some
ways.
ideas.
Yeah.
والله.
Tutelage of Baby Bay. Really expand his dictionary, the trash talk vocabulary. I respect it.
Let's head down and catch up with Riv, see what he's up to over at our co-streamer booth here at the Riot Games Arena.
Three's a crowd
ممكن
over here.
ممكن نايت
We got
ريكوردز ممكن.
Forsaken from EG. We got Saucy's MIBR, Coriano from Loud. We're hanging out. We're watching the games right now. I'm gonna start with you, Forsaken. First time here. How you enjoying it? The games is going kind of fast.
Man, it's my first time actually traveling abroad. So yes, first time in the US too. So man, the game I talked earlier. Saucy and Korean are going 2-1 Sentinels, but I'm against them. I think G2 is gonna take it 2-1. Hopefully the third map's coming. So. Let's see.
I don't think we're gonna have a
I'm
third
actually
map.
gonna come to you last. So Coriano, what are your thoughts?
I don't think we're gonna have a third map. I don't see it
So
صراحة.
what are your thoughts right now? What do you think's going on?
Yes, I mean Leaf is doing really great. Also Jonah P is playing well, so that's why G2 is coming so good. But it's
I like his tattoos.
Stream here, but I also did unlocking and Masters Madrid, so it's really great.
Heck yeah, what are you playing when you usually play? So what are you watching, focusing on?
I'm watching like G2 games with Leaf because he has long time no playing, so he's doing great.
Awesome, yeah, he is doing really well coming back. My man, you used to bleed this red.
I know.
Well, okay, how are you feeling? It's awesome to see you again, by the way. Great to have you here. What's going on? What are you feeling? How you doing?
Bro, I'm feeling sad, of course.
He was back? No.
Destroyed. You know, I was here to actually bring good luck, but I'm
Gosh,
actually
he's-
sad. I was expecting like a 2-1.
He's
I
a
knew
sub.
that
Yeah,
G2
he's still
would
a
play
sub.
bind or icebox
He has been a
and
sub for
Sentinels
2
was
years
bind.
now.
Leaf is back, but I was expecting that the Sunset was better for us. But they can still do it. Just win the pistol, Antico, bonus, gun round, another round.
All right, guys, for Saucy and SEN, let's hear it. Let's get a third map out of this series, right? Let's see if we got it, gentlemen. Take it away. Back to the cast.
خلاص اعتزل صح؟
Yeah, I mean, to echo Saucy's sentiments,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
agree.
it's a tricky map pool for Sen.
بس لحق يلعب لحتى يعتزل.
Oh, I thought you were going to agree with the
ما
strategy.
بفهم يعني
I
أنا.
really wanted him to say, oh, Sen are looking really good except for their fundamentals, positioning, gunplay, anti-egos. That would have been great. But, I mean, the sentiment I think was
ما
pretty
بعرف إذا
similar.
كان
He definitely
inactive
feels
هو
like
صار سب ما عندي فكرة صراحة. يمكن بده يرجع.
tells that story, not only in rounds but also just in
أخذ
some of
تشامبس
these individuals
واعتزل.
on the G2 side.
أنا محتاج ما
Leaf is
يبي
pumping their head
آه.
off. And Jonah was mentioned there as well as being someone who's been instrumental. If not
كان لسه بيقدر يلعب له
some of these
سنتين
rounds.
ثانيات.
Now, as per the result of the first half pistol, those percentages have changed. G2's continues to go up.
أنا بلشت
Win
نعاس.
rate and Sen's
مبين علي إني
going
بلشت نعاس.
down. It's below 50% now, sadly, and G2 getting close to 70, which is absolutely ridiculous. Sen need this with some desperation. Jonah just going to fully wall
ممكن.
off that link side of A.
بس هذا الشيء ما بيغير يعني ما بيغير كثير يعني ياسين
It's
صراحة.
definitely going to be the case when the Prowler is in God's face there.
يعني إذا في واحد متجوز جديد وعم يشتغل ومرته حبلت بيترك شغله ويقعد بالبيت.
In that market direction here. I think G2 would like to funnel Sen ideally up towards top mid, but they've got a double phase.
Leaf is getting the team some very good information by taking
بس هو
all
غير
this
شغله
main
مو ترك
control,
شغله
so
اكشلي
G2
هو
can
غير
very
شغله
quickly
صار
overclose
شغله
that
اكثر
link
بالبيت
side,
والله
maybe try
فيها
to
وجهة
flood
نظر.
back in. That wall is still active, so it's not like they can get shot in the side here by Bang. They're safe to fight towards the site off this paranoia from Valen. This is a beautiful setup.
Valen smoked really nicely over towards Elbow just to buy that extra time for the link position. Some sound made though on the slow orb here. Valen ends up getting caught on the site on his own. Not ready for there to be such a bottleneck here in Jonah P's direction.
Okay, okay.
Down. Finally a Sentinel's pistol here on the horizon.
هذا اللي
Leaf has something to say about it.
وبعد nice shot. Poster is on 0.79 KD. I don't care. I don't care. He's one of the smartest IGLs.
Really good cage there to cut off
Stats
one of
do
the
not.
angles, but
You
in
should
addition
not
to
care
that,
about
I think
stats,
G2, they had the
especially
right
for
idea,
IGLs.
but they kind of got baited into going, I think, a little bit faster than they would have liked to, because they end up being the ones, all out in the open here. You can see it from Sen's point of view. They're still able to just fight them back from elbow. They never actually fully had to commit to that site.
Yeah,
G2
he's really smart.
Got a little too quick there, a little bit too ahead of themselves, and they lose because of it. Send back to that 50% pistol win rate.
Poster? والله
Characteristic
عندك الكليب؟
Stinger buy for Sentinels is in play again.
He's insane. He's insane. Kadour, he's insane.
Minimap G2, they definitely know where this Sentinels team will be headed. All 5 G2 players are ready to fight them on this A side. Big said they've only got classics aside from Jonah.
And over the neon is those, and that should give away the game entirely. Pretty fast rap here coming from the backside, but it was a trip that had to be cleared. So Sen are aware that they're on a bit of a clock in terms of that flank pressure.
Right there.
بلشت افرط انا.
From here, they really are just
بلشت
relegated
نعس
to
تمام.
playing in this site. They can't
فاك
really control
اذا نحن
elsewhere,
ما
but
بثالثه
they should be
ما بعرف
alright.
اذا بدها
They've got
تكمل ولا لا.
good weapons for this range.
They're going to play up a Prowler here from Link, most likely. Oh, E3 damage on Celsius there. Bang actually not ready to capitalize.
Jewel?
Jewel gets across somehow in a box.
Jewel!
Down by a right click. This is starting to get to be a bit of an issue. Jewel needs to find a way out of this box, and he'll be caught out here by this relay bolt, but no
Sure,
one
I'd
is going
think
to be able
so.
to dive in there and dig him out. Horn dealt with. There's Narrate. Sees Jaw come up. He's shut down. Trent don't found one with the classic. Make it two. Narrate's got to go big here. Trent!
مو معقول يا زلمه راحت الجيم.
Surely not. Absolutely ridiculous showing though. Time not
اه ما
quite
لحق.
decided.
اوكي.
G2. Boy, they play it close.
My God, man.
Good night, good night قدور, good night يا قلبي.
How the hell did Jaw get that second right click pushing back box? Celsius was weak. Sure. What is that? And the trenches.
Yeah.
2 taps, John.
He's at 35 for this last fight. 9.
That is outrageous. What on earth?
Upside though for SEN, because they take a stinger buy here in the second round, it's not too weak of a
so close,
yeah, they can still
a decent bonus.
They can full buy now. This is just a straight up 2 teams
Question mark,
economy
not dropping him the op anymore after that. Not dropping the op to Chronicle after that one.
There's still pressure here though, right? Like Boaster can be smoked off, which he has been. His smoke's not up for another couple of seconds. Nice from Boaster though. Hanging it in right. Aura just gonna beeline with Westside towards the site as best they can, see if they can try and pry these players out of the back side here, but time is running low. They gotta go now, they gotta go never. They're trying to make something happen. Westside and Aura doing well here. Boaster gonna have to go for the ace. And he's gonna
damn, Boasties.
Saving Fnatic from what looked like a bloody mess of a round.
هذا أول إيز له.
Yeah, honestly, it was looking rough.
Quickly.
أول إيز له.
Had an opportunity to intervene there, but John's going to walk straight into that. Easy pickup for the Moroccan. Okay.
Fia?
Signs of life here from Sentinels now. Bit of a different economic take on this half has left him in a decent position.
Fia?
They are starting to catch a bit of fire. Getting that second re-hit into market when Jaw presses back forward. He is immediately overwhelmed right here.
أول إيز بيجيبه على الستيج. واو.
Leaf gets one trade, sure, but is then forced back by the paranoia, so Trent is isolated. It's Sentinels doing a great job of getting defenders isolated in situations.
نشوف والله التايماوتات بتخوف يا صاحبي.
A-side rotator. G2, they're sent down to the eco. Now we've genuinely got a game on our hands if Sentinels can just get a competent anti-eco round going right now. These have been more than dangerous. I mean, G2, they thrifted them multiple times back on Bind. That can't be the case again if Sen want to get back into this game fully.
Great prowl, and that gives them that early information. And Sentinels get the sidelines they want now. Jonas just able to escape behind that slow warp. Still, it's a 2-for-1 exchange favoring the attackers.
Again, Leaf is pushed out all the way through B. Jonah wants to take a peek. That is mental. Celsius was on such low HP.
مجنون.
There's nothing particularly sneaky about it. I mean, Celsius is looking at that exact angle. Still loses it out. Sometimes that's the volatility of these rounds. Here's Narrate. So it's just Leaf over towards spawn side with pretty limited resources, but 4 in the chamber for, this headhunter.
Feels like it's never just Leaf.
I mean,
anything is possible with this man. He already won 1v3, but doesn't seem like he'll be getting that one. All of Sentinels staring at the smoke. Dangerous for sure, and I think they used more resources than they certainly would have liked to win a thrifty round, but I think if you're among the Sen City, you will certainly take that over what was happening on the Thrifties back on Bind.
Yeah, that was like a big fixture of that game, was those, far too many Thrifty rounds against Sentinels, and they would have liked to see it. Really threw the economy for a loop. That round, a good chance.
بس لازم يسهر اليوم مش عن بكره. بكره بس توب 5.
John is having a map.
Oh fuck
17 kills right now. And back
on the Sentinel.
Yeah, back to the Sentinel.
جونا بي مو عادي. جونا بي ايم لعب كل شيء.
His original position. The Sentinels team back in 2024.
It's getting a bit frothy here in mid. I think, we've heard it. Jaw knows he's going to have
Oh my, هو عم يركض يا زلمه.
Zeka with the Phantom is just able to
منيحة.
make it more comfortable.
وما فاندر كان ما قتله.
John mentioned in Toronto, we actually felt it was better for him to call as an initiator player. He was in the action, but now he can almost be more individualistic, focus on himself in some of these moments.
Right there. It looked like
positioning
what was happening on the minimap, that
really
position to fault line in the market, so Sen could push in there, but
على فكرة لازم G2 ياخذ تايم
at this point. B main is walled off as well, so they can't easily split into that site, and with about a minute left, they're just going to take their time. Going back towards mid, pressuring a little bit here towards that A side as well, keeping their options open across the map.
This round is worth 2. Big time, especially because Sentinels are sitting on a rolling thunder.
That G2 economy is horrific. Now, I guess just calling back to Bind.
أنا والله عم لك أنا حابب بكرة إني أشوف best of 5 يكونوا Sentinels فيها.
Sen cannot allow that if they want to get the victory on their map pick here.
هذا الراوند لازم تايم اوت.
Grouped up in B main for the hit. There are only 20 seconds left on the clock. Here comes that rolling thunder. Jonah wants to stop things. He's getting in through the smoke.
The slow warp though is still a factor. Bang's having a TP pass it on. This gives Jonah enough time to spray his wayward. It's him fisted, but it catches Zekin regardless.
What?
Got stall potential's been massive. Joni here might just take the fight. Yeah, he walks out of the smoke. Ugly, I won't lie. But still, it's a round win for G2. Their new time was on their side. They'll take ugly at this point.
انا مع سنتنز بس الباد بلاي يا اخي الباد بلاي بتزعجني.
It almost felt like they thought they had too many options. You know, like 50 seconds on the clock.
What the fuck was that?
Back towards A, they're waiting out the wall in B main. We're watching towards mid. It's like, oh, we're pivoting back. Yeah, and then we're playing against a Sage. They're slowed. They can't even really get in quickly off the rolling.
شو هالراوند الخرا هاد؟ قناعتك وانا بيه؟
Too much time wasted in that mid round trying to figure out how they wanted to close things out. And that is just ultimately their undoing.
There's too much stall to punish you for those slow rounds. You've got to be more decisive.
بطيئين ليش عم يلعبوا بطيء كثير عم يلعبوا بطيئين.
The mandate is to make better use of these last remaining minutes.
عم يلعبوا كثير ديفولت يا اخي. حتى شفتهم على بوينت عم يلعبوا ديفولت كثير. They're trying to not reveal strats. And that's actually understandable.
G2 have managed to build up 5 ultimates just quietly.
SEN are really just posted up in positions, waiting out any re-clears from G2. Maybe someone that'll poke around that they could get a kill on. This timing is just barely off for Zekin because John is actually just forward. They're going to meet each other, but it's just too sharp.
Default يا زلمة.
And those are the two parts of these teams that do find those early round re-clears. This is awkward, yeah, okay. We'll just be rendezvousing out of there. This will allow for some control of market.
They lost market.
Jonah, though, is entrenched on this B side.
They shot John on point.
They have to cross this, and John doesn't have another cage. They don't have a smoke for this right now. Zelsis and John are just isolated in market, but Narrate's in backside.
No!
What?
Bell comes to the rescue.
What the fuck?
For Narrate, that could cost them dearly. Jonah, though, sharp for it. This time he's given a second lead on life, but he doesn't waste it. Zelsis known and noted with that mark on him. With 10 seconds left, there's nothing for him to do. He'd like to extricate himself, I think, with his gun intact and take another from Valor.
واحد راح يتخبى والثاني
That's all he's going to be able to do. This is going to see SEN go to a pretty ugly bye in round number 19, folks.
Zelsis just had no options. He was stuck in a box towards the market because Leaf was watching down that angle, scoped in with the tour de force. They didn't have a cage.
نريت هذا وكان ما مو نريت اللي يعمل ويف.
Narrate gets in sight, and that timing was great, but
oh my god,
the whip from Valen. I can't believe he didn't get the kill somehow prior to that even. Oh,
he must have known. Man. He must have known Narrate was crossing the site in that way.
Oh yeah. Well, Jonah turned, saw him. He was on the mini map as well. Then so
that's ridiculous.
Brutal way to lose for SEN. Oh, John, back-to-back first kills. A pressure is absolutely denied.
And I'm sorry, but SEN have to force yet again next round, and it won't be much prettier than this. There's the C's, no one there to catch it. Jaw. I think he's got the scent of blood in his nostrils. Trent tries to find a timing.
Oh, everybody started whiffing.
That's a bit to be desired.
Everybody started whiffing.
And now Neural Theft will be active. A res hit. Jonah might have to swing off this. Yeah, he has to.
بيت صاحبه.
That'll be the round here for G2.
Match point.
See Zelsis, he tried to strafe, reposition, get the crosshair for that swing, but it's so tough to do that.
This is pretty muddy stuff, these last couple rounds.
It really is. G2 go for a very risky refight. Jaw sliding back in. Almost their undoing, but just having the res is too much to handle for Zelsis.
Get your stats, Jordan! Get your stats!
Get your stats, Jordan.
This is it for Sentinels. They've got a rolling thunder to play with. They have to string 5 rounds in a row together at this point. G2 are looking utterly dominant with Leaf back in the roster. He has just been effortlessly dismantling SEN, their top competition on back-to-back maps.
Zelsis is the key player in this round. It's rolling.
ما كنت متمنية 2-0 أنا صراحة. بس يلا منيح خلينا ننام.
Very passive A side hold though for G2, owing to the fact they've triple stacked
أحاول بكرة إني أصحى متأخر.
It looks like they want to
عامل جدي أصحى متأخر صراحة.
This is a lot of information.
Have constantly been pushing out of B main, pushing down mid, getting all of the info. their map control game has just been suffocating.
If there's a cancel called here for SEN for any reason, they're going to run straight into Jaw as well. They've got to commit to this one way or another. Is he aftershock?
Yeah, in a little bit of trouble. Does have to teleport away, so give up that close position.
أنا مش عال.
Bang definitely ready for that upper angle.
Yeah, Leaf wanted to get on that and see if he could find a kill. Listen, we already talked about it, but we are just looking at Zelsis. It's about this
جاي يشقى على الريد. ليش ما طلع
maximum value for SEN to
ليش
stay
ما طلع
in this
الإشعار؟ What the
game.
fuck؟
He is set up to disrupt, to
شكرا
push
كثير على الريد
forward
حبيب قلبي.
from spawn. This is probably the best
هلا بالابن زي.
to be in here. Comes a rolling thunder, but
هلا بالحبيب.
fight on the bank now. It's a timer for SEN.
Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream حبيب قلبي.
But of course that wrap from the backside. Jaw still active now. Caught out as he tries to get onto the side. The timing's not there. A little staggered out.
نيحة.
He sends another one.
منيحة 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 منيحة. لسه فيها. Stream. Let's go. Let's go.
5 health left on their last play. They stay alive in the
I'm really
series.
sleepy والله.
Beautiful headshots from Bang individually.
I'm really sleepy والله. I can't.
The difference. Oh, that first snap on the Leaf is just
my energy is really down. العالم تلا بكون نايم أنا.
God, man, that is
very economical.
Gonna look real nice in the highlight reel.
Come on.
More chances now for G2 to close this out.
G2 معهم مصاري.
SEN are hoping that some Haven highlights make it into the reel as well, if you know what
They
I'm
have
saying.
one ult. والult ماله مفيد أصلا.
4 more rounds to take us to
ضربوا
overtime.
صح يا ضربوا.
We're on an eco round and they are so dangerous with them. It feels like you might as well just be going up against a full buy when it's G2. Especially when they have stingers, especially when Leaf has a headhunter as well.
I got a bad feeling about this scoop. Okay, Leaf
Oh shit.
Trying to follow it up, man. This is perfect from Narrate.
These guys should just be
play
get the
Guardians,
Vandals
bro.
out of here, bro. Yeah, just keep buying Guardians, man. What are we talking about? Better anti-ecos with those.
Getting some Coach Nismo sessions, you know what I'm saying?
شو هاد الفلاش؟
Bang is out of there.
شو هاد
That's
الفلاش؟
fine. He can just group up with the rest of the team, head over towards B.
Should be a whole lot else to say for G2 in a round like this. The stack over towards lobby falls flat. Jonah P only has a sheriff over at this site. He's forced out of it by that haunt.
طلعوا من A.
All the real estate that SEN could ask for. Now it's how they develop it.
Spike planted.
Eric gonna get the plant. Not min-maxing orbs. Come on, fellas. It is late in the half.
Staying alive, maybe a little high on the priority list. Well, that is true. He already had that Nightfall built.
يلعب على الالت اور.
G2 that just going to be looking for any amount of
Bang
damage
is on
at
the
this point,
flash.
but it shouldn't be too relevant. They do go in. You can see Bang is
بكرة بيخسروا.
paranoia to be sent out.
نشوف بكرة يتقال على الشامس. هم وليف.
That connects. Ends up being a pretty anticlimactic situation that was set up there.
يا أخي ما بدي ليف يتأهلوا.
Foul on the backstep timing. Zelsis is able to respond. The Bulldog bark and bite.
You would love to get another kill.
Yeah, I
Maybe a
know.
chance at a Rolling Thunder super late into the half, but
I know.
Neural Theft for John relevant as well, just a few orbs away. So we might get to a point where SEN do actually have some pretty significant ultimates to play with here to close out regular time, bring it to OT. It is possible.
Then again, this round basically rises and falls on the play that happens really early.
On every round.
Where the pop out of lobby for
Overtime,
G2 is a bit
overtime.
staggered. The spacing isn't there, and it's an easy pick-off for Narrate. Timeout call for G2. Probably pretty mindful that they are walking into a Nightfall round from Sentinels, and they themselves are in a bit of a trough in terms of their impact ultimates. Quite a few away. I think they've got that.
أول تايم اوت بياخذوه G2. What the
A few wards
fuck؟
in Jorgamo's pocket would give him an overdrive, but really they need to be
أول
looking
تايم اوت
elsewhere for
بياخذوه
their
G2
edges this round.
معقول؟
Waiting to see what assistant coach Baby Bay has to say. He's going to step into the mix there in the back. No, it is cool to see him still be so involved with the team. It's a fun arc. This is the most fun G2 arc that we've had so far.
That's right. They really, I think they really incorporated a lot of elements of Baby Bay's mindset. I think like Josh actually says this in an interview that, you know, they are trying to be solutions oriented in the absence of Leaf and really try and focus on the fun aspect of the game. The fact that they can do that and also deliver results to get into a match like this is huge. And Josh says he thinks we'll be back. Leaf will come back and we will be better than
كذب عليكم.
That they've kind of found new ways to
قلت لكم إنه أنا بدي إياها ماب ثالثة. صراحة بدي إياها ماب ثانية وأقوم نام.
Dre had been operating with the
صراحة
team, learning from
لأنه
him
شكلي
in
إذا
that
راحت ماب
way.
ثالثة شكلي بطفي وبقوم.
All right. Can
والله.
G2 close out this game, or will we get another
ميت
round?
نعم.
Sentinels have a nightfall to try to get this one across the finish line. Leaf is going to
ميت
push
والله.
off of that angle early. Look at the minimap though. G2 very stacked up towards this A side. 4 players, in fact.
We may start seeing Jorgamo get
خربان قهوة
exploratory out of B and maybe yield some more information about
ما
how
هذا وقت
Sentinels set up,
النوم.
'cause they are very A
هذا
biased
وقت
here.
نومي أنا. صار لي سنة تقريبا. هذا وقت بكون نايم بهذا الوقت.
Very much playing off this
خلاص معدل نومي صار لي تقريبا من شهر 5. ما بدي لك سنة. من شهر 5 معدل نومي. من قبل ما اشتغل. عدلت نومي مشان الشغل خليته.
Connect onto Leaf, who doesn't feel like he needs to get off that angle just yet. This man is full of confidence, but why not? He can tell it at a moment's notice. So the site is now vacant, but all of G2
وهذا شيء كويس.
positioned to go for this full 5-on-5 retake quite early. They've already been rotating over.
But there's no flank pressure for the defenders. Jaw is not in that backstab position at all. So they're going to have to divvy themselves up here between Link and Spawn side and try and make a fight of it. Deck loses out.
واحد عمل تليبورت ثاني زحط. يا شباب شو الفلود هاد؟ لك شو هاد؟ What the fuck شو الفلود هاد؟
And they've wrapped it up, folks. Top seed.
What? دمروهم.
It's going to go a heck of a long way.
شو الريتيك؟
He's looking better than ever.
أعوذ بالله.
Their understanding of the game and the pace
أعوذ
is just
بالله.
fantastic. They get in there for that retake before any of the utility.
طيب اسمعوا قبل ما اروح نام. بكره ممكن نعمل كاستم بالنهار بس بيكون ستريم بس على ممكن يكون يوتيوب وكيك. تمام؟ ما بعمل على التويتش. روحوا على الديسكورد لانه بس طلعت لايف بكتب على الديسكورد انه انا لايف. تمام؟ وبالليل بنرجع واتش بارتي على التويتش واليوتيوب. تمام؟ بالنهار نعمل كاستم نسكر شوي بنريح بعدين بنرجع بالليل على الواتش بارتي. تمام؟ في احتمال اعمل كاستم مو اكيد بس بالليل في واتش بارتي. تمام؟ يلا بشوفكم بكره ان شاء الله. يلا تصبحوا على خير. باي باي.